at Bradman Best. 5'8" Jackson Hastings and the half-jack Cogger. The Lock Phoenix Crossland. Second row is Kai Pearce-Paul and Jermaine McEwen. Front row is Leo Thompson and Jacob Safidi. Hooker is Jaden Brayley. And a bench of Tyson Gamble, Matt Croker, Tyson Frizzell and Thomas Cant. 18th man Jack Hetherington. Coach Adam O'Brien. The referees out there, Grant Atkins, with his touch judges Liam the Stretch Kennedy and Phil Henderson. Chris Butler in the bunker, and here we go. It is the New Zealand Warriors kicking it off. It's taken by Crossland, 10 out from his own line. Passes the ball left away, and Jacob Safidi's tackled about 15 metres out from his own line. Played to Brayley. Sends it centre field left to Leo Thompson, and in centre field he's claimed by 3 Warriors defenders, including Halasima and Clark. 25 out from the Newcastle line. The Knights take it up over there, 30. Good run here. About 32 out from the goal line. Halasima the tackle. Now Crossland centre field. Runs into Jackson Ford and James Fisher-Harris, 11 metres short of halfway. Plays it to Brayley. Sends it right and through hands it goes. Away from Jackson Hastings. And now it's Kai Pearce-Paul, who's met by the defence. Half a metre in Warriors territory. 20 in from the eastern touchline. Bring out the last. And it's Hastings with the kick now detained to a peaky. He takes it and he's nailed by Fletcher Hunt. Great chase. 13 metres out from the New Zealand Warriors goal line. The ball played, and now the Warriors their first touch. It comes away right to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He's felled in centre field, 19 metres out from his own goal line. He'll play the ball to Wade Egan. He goes right to Watnager Lesniak, who inexplicably drops it. That's a shocking mistake from an elite player. Straight into his guts and out again, and that presents Newcastle Knights with the scrum feed. 20 out from the Warriors line. They're going to take it 20 in from the western touchline. 90 seconds gone, no score. But the Watnager Lesniak error, Luke Lewis, provides a great opportunity here for the home team.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity for Newcastle Knights early. A really nice step for them. Great kick chase. And then they get a play one error from the Warriors. We spoke about before the game that the Warriors are one of the most consistent teams that complete very high, and they make an error on their first set.
Cogger goes right from the scrum, went to Hastings, turns it into Fletcher Hunt. He's caught in centre field in front of the northern post. The paceway into the ground, 20 out for the Warriors goal line. Played to Brayley. He works at right edge. And Jacob Safidi with a hit up. He's caught 11 metres out from the goal line. 2 minutes gone, no score. Knights attack Brayley. Goes left to Hastings, then away to Cogger. Cut out ball to Gagai. Oh, gee, I thought he got a great pass to Greg Marju, but he goes without it. Through his mitt straight over the western touchline. Bombed opportunity for Newcastle, and the Warriors will get to play the ball 10 out from their own line. 2 minutes 20 gone, no score.
That was a sitter, Andrew. That was a beautiful pass there from Dane Gagai. Comes up with a great read and a great play, and then Marju just couldn't get his hands on it properly, and that's a try dead set gone begging.
Yeah, his hands have let him down a few times in the games we've called this year. Here's Watnager Lesniak, caught centre field, 22 out from his own line. Play to Egan, goes right edge to Murata Niokore, and he's wrapped up 28 out from his own line, and 20 in from the western touchline there to greet him for the Knights was Leo Thompson as they spread it to the left edge this time, and it's Halasima dumped to the ground by Hunt right on the Warriors 30. Ball played, comes centre field right as the New Zealand Warriors work it within 14 of halfway. Crowd making plenty of noise here. It'll be up over 20,000 for sure at Hunter Stadium. Now Egan goes right on the last to Tanner Boyd. Very shallow kick, bounces on the Knights 40, sits up for Cogger, turns it into Gagai, runs into Niokore, 11 short of halfway. 3 and a bit gone, no score. Early thoughts on the touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, Watnager Lesniak, he'll be breathing a sigh of relief after he dropped the ball. And you're right, they had the best. This is the best versus the worst completion. So that error from DWZ was a shocker. Both sides starting a little bit nervously.
So now Jacob Safidi gives, he plays it, and it comes to the right, Crossland, through hands Hastings, got it away, Pearce-Paul's up to the ground, 10 metres in New Zealand Warriors half, and 20 in from the eastern touchline, and it's a set restart coming here for the Newcastle Knights. So the early opportunities, all the players up in the Warriors end in the opening 4 minutes. They get to within 30 of the goal line. The ball played by Thompson to Brayley, goes left Crossland to Cogger, and then he got confused as to whether it was going to be a dummy or a short little ball away, and it goes astray as he tried to link up with Jermaine McEwen, and now the Warriors come away with it. Centre field, Watnager Lesniak on his 30, played to Harris Tavita, goes left to Tuivasa-Sheck, straight past Hunt, straight past another, he's over halfway, got through Gagai, spins away from Hastings, Gagai, Hastings and Crossland in the end combined to put him down. 30 out for the Knights line. Great run by Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who's there trying to communicate with his centre out there, Adam Pompey, about where he should have been. Comes to the right centre, Capewell, and he nearly beat Bradman Best. Gains another 10 metres. Threw a terrible pass. It's touched by the Knights. Dived on by Watney Zelezniak. 6 more for the Warriors. 22 out. 4 in from the western touchline. Played to Niokore. Goes left, Boyd away to Ford. And Jackson Ford in centre field. Runs into the defence of Thompson, Crossland, and one other, Brayley. 15 out from the line. Dummy half Egan. Goes left to Clark. Away it goes Fisher Harris. Cut down. Only 6 out from the line. Desperate tackle from Pierce Paul. Now it goes left to Halasima. Shrugs away from one. Straightens into Jacob Safidi and Hastings and held up only a metre away. Warriors on the attack. 5 gone, no score. Played to Wigan. Goes right. Harris to Vita. Away to Clark. Left to right to Boyd. Then away to Tuapegi. Got away from Cogger. And Gagai holds on to him. Puts him down. But he got the pass away to Kurt Capewell. He's running around in circles. Crossfield. Half wrap power. Then he straightens and taken. 13 out from the goal line. He'll play the ball now to Wigan. Dummy left. Goes right himself. Delayed pass away to Fisher Harris. He's now 5 out from the line by Crossland. Last tackle Warriors. Egan a dummy half. Sends it right. Tanner Boyd with a crossfield kick. Looking for Dallin Watney Zelezniak. Up he goes. He got there first and lost the ball forward. Knock on. He's saying the first knock on from Newcastle. And the touch judge comes in to talk to the referee. Let's have a listen.
Okay, Chris. For a live decision of no try, coming in tackle 6, can we just review possible tackle in the air, if not a knock-on from Dallin?
6 minutes gone, no score, Louis.
That's interesting, because he said knock on first for Newcastle, the way that he signalled. But definitely, I thought it was a knock on for Dallin.
Chasing the lead up.
And he does tackle him around the air. He wraps his arms. He goes to catch the ball, and it Dallin ends up in his arms. He catches Dallin instead. And sort of, right, here goes up. But I'm not going to get it.
He's already got the ball. I reckon that's fair timing, though.
Yeah,
except he's in the air.
But he did say down there, can you check for tackle in the air? Same as I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Because I think in terms of the player having the ball, he's timed that okay, but he is well in the air.
Greg Marzee changes from competing to making a tackle, denies Dallin a fair chance of catching a ball. This is a penalty. We're ruling a professional foul or penalty try due to the fact that he's still in the field of play and never has possession of the ball. We have a decision.
Yeah, I think all of that is fair enough, John Gibbs.
Yeah, except if you lose someone to the sin bin for that, it's ridiculous. It's a bright whole state of origin repeated.
So here's the restart from the Warriors.
It's a natural thing, though. Like, as soon as you go up for the ball and he jumps in your way, your natural thing is just to wrap.
Watney Zelezniak finds touch, goes backwards a metre. And Capewell will take the tap, 11 out, 10 in from the western touchline. Goes left to Boyd, away to centre field to Aaron Clark. Charges there into the defence of Brayley, Thompson and Safidi. 9 out for the goal line. No score here at Hunter Stadium after 6 minutes and 20 seconds. And it's a set restart for the New Zealand Warriors there first as they send it to the left edge. Clark's going to be tackled, only 4 out for the goal line. Fletcher Hunt came in. Ball played to Wade Egan. Goes short side left away to Harris to Vidar. He flicks it back. It's about to go to the touchline to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And he's tackled 7 metres out from the Knights goal line. Plays the ball now. They spin it to the right side. Boyd, short ball forward. Jackson Ford backs his way to within 8 metres of the Newcastle line, caught by Crossland and Brayley. He plays it again to Wigan. Comes right to Clark. Clark dummies, then takes on the line. Then a dipsy doodle out the back to Wigan. Away to Boyd. Then he got the pull to Murata Niokore. He's cut down by Cogger. 8 metres out from the goal line. And over the top there came one other defender in Gagai. Egan goes left now. Boyd to Clark. He straightens on the run into Brayley and Crossland. Tackle 3 metres out. Last tackle, New Zealand Warriors. No score. Egan sends the ball left to Tanner Boyd. Puts in a stab kick. Heading in goal. And flying through for the New Zealand Warriors is Adam Pompey. Where were the Knights? Pompey gets there first, just in from the dead ball line after a beautiful little stab kick. 7 minutes 30 gone and the Warriors do score first. New Zealand Warriors 4, Newcastle 0, and Adam Pompey gets his 6th try of the year, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, Adam Pompey can't believe it. The urgency from the Newcastle Knights was horrible. Beautiful little kick here from Tanner Boyd. And then they get back there, and I just look, it's Dan Gagai. He just gives up on the play, doesn't think that anyone else is coming through, and Pompey just slams the ball down. That's way too easy. Dan Gagai had a perfect opportunity to sprint to this play and kick it dead, and then just doesn't show any urgency at all. Good work there by the Warriors. They had to hang in there deep. They had to come up with the right play, and the execution of that kick was perfect.
Hard to believe, Gibbsy. There was no one at all in the in-goal area for the Knights.
I'm not sure what they're doing, Andrew, but it was certainly shoddy there at the back. Adam Poppy loves playing against Newcastle. That's 9 tries against Newcastle. That's over double, way over double. I think he's 3 against another side against Newcastle. And the last time he played here a couple of years ago, he scored a double. So Adam Poppy loves playing Newcastle. By the way, just backtracking for a moment, didn't we hear it's either a penalty try or a professional foul? Nothing happened. It was just a penalty.
Yeah, mind you, what, for the kick, you mean?
Yes, for the kick. It was just like by Dial when he got pinned.
Yeah, I didn't think it was anywhere near, like in this instance anyway, professional foul. Tanner Boyd, 15 in from the eastern touchline, kicks the goal. So the New Zealand Warriors leading Newcastle 6 points to 0 here at Hunter Stadium after 9 minutes, after Adam Dewey kicked an 80th minute field goal to give the West Tigers a 21-20 win over the Gold Coast Titans. On the text line 0467 920 222. Para's recorded the most consecutive wooden spoons, and that is from Greg from Cooma. Says, hey Louis, Para has that record.
Oh, there you go. Thank you for the heads up.
Filthy Phil says, are there any West Tigers supporters out there that don't have bipolar moments? Go you good things. 0467 920 222. We'll update scores around the grounds in a moment too. From the kick-off, Jackson Ford taken 12 metres out from his own goal line. Queensland Cup second half, PNG Hunters 28 lead Ipswich 6 is now up the centre. The Warriors have it 21 metres out from their own line. And that's where Aaron Clark is put to the ground by Jermaine McEwen. Played, comes left to Fisher Harris. He's taken 30 metres out from his own line. Brayley was in there in defence. Egan goes left away to Halasima. And this very talented young back rower, great run, gets to within 8 of halfway. Finally put to the ground there by Hastings and also Safidi. Played to Egan, short side left to Harris to beat her, away to Pompey. But he's nailed to the ground, 9 metres in Newcastle territory. 6 in from touch. On the last, Tanner Boyd puts up the high kick from 41 metres out. Down to Dane Gagai. He fields it on the full. 8 out from his own line. Jackson Ford leads the chase along with Clark. And he's drilled 11 out from his own line. We've had 10 minutes of play. And it's the New Zealand Warriors 6, the Newcastle Knights 0. Comes left now to Greg Marju. He's rounded up by Capewell and 2 others. 13 out from his own goal line. In the Super Netball Major semi-final, first quarter, West Coast Fever 17, leading the New South Wales Swifts 9. Winner into the grand final. AFL second quarter, Collingwood 46, leading Fremantle 45. Here's the Knights with the footy. Dominic Young up over the 30. Tackled 33 out from his own line. He'll play the ball now to Brayley. Goes left across land. Takes on Fisher, Harris and Ford and put down 6 short of halfway. Near centre field at the southern end. Played on the last to Brayley. Goes right to Hastings. He puts boot to ball. Sends the kick down to Tane Tuapiki. And the Warriors fullback takes it 11 out from his own line. Brings it back to the 20 and gets just beyond it. He'll play 22 out from his own line with the Warriors up 6-0.
Yeah, Warriors are going really well after that last set. After points, they're in, 100-metre set. They come up with a really nice defensive set as well. Limited the metres there of the Newcastle Knights. But one scary thing is that it's 11 minutes into the game and Bradman Best hasn't had one carry yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. How many times have we been here and said that? 9 short of halfway, Capewell plays it. It comes left, Tuapiki away to Tuivasa, Sheck in off the wing. He's taken in centre field by Safidi and Crossland. 3 metres short of halfway. Played to Egan, dummies goes himself into Crossland and tackles 6 metres in Newcastle's territory. Last tackle for the Warriors with a 6-0 lead on. Egan's down injured. He's been a much better run of things this year, but gosh, he gets injured a lot, Wade Egan. He's down on the ground, but he's a tough one, Gibbsy. Hopefully he'll be all right because he's such a key element to this Warriors side.
Yeah, and I think there's a bit of a hint of a hip drop here, so there might be trouble for Phoenix Crossland. That's what caused the issue, so we'll see this being reviewed.
Yeah, he's still down with the trainer.
You got a penalty, there you go. He's on report.
Contact around the legs.
There you go, hip drop against Phoenix Crossland. So a penalty to the Warriors. Penalty's 2-0 to the Warriors. And Phoenix Crossland on report, Lou.
Yeah, well, I think that's really all they could do with what we have seen in the past. And when it comes to hip drops, his whole body lands on the back of his ankle. Does not mean it. It's one of those things you don't mean to do. I can understand why Phoenix is filthy on himself, but that's the only option Lesniak.
Warriors take the tap, and it's Niokore on the right edge. Tackle 22 metres out from the Knights goal line. 15 in from the western touchline. Play to Wigan. Sends it open side left to Jackson Ford, who's nailed. 11 out from the line by McEwen and Thompson. Plays the ball 20 in from touch western side to Wigan. Goes left to Clark. Inside ball to Fisher Harris. Good run, but he's taken 4 metres out from the line. Plays the ball now to Wigan. Delayed pass left to Aaron Clark. Tries to barrow his way through. I tell you what, he got very close. He'll play the foot out to Wigan in front of the southern post. Goes left to Boyden on the inside. Halasima straightens in his run. Crossland involved in the tackle with Brayley. 4 out from the line. Last tackle comes to the right. Egan to Boyd. Kicks looking for Watney. Lesniak against Marju. It bounces off him into Bradman Best. And will come out. Well, what's the ruling here? No, he's again ruling that Marju touched it first.
Come off down on Watney Lesniak, but went backwards is what he was saying. So he goes back behind him, and then Bradman Best catches the ball. That is what he was saying there.
And then gets pushed touching goal. Yeah, all fair enough. We'll get the replay. So it's going to be a goal line dropout for the Newcastle side. 13 minutes gone. Warriors 6, Knights 4. 0. 6-0. I don't know what I was looking at there. There's 27 seconds and 4 seconds left on the clock. 27 minutes and 4 seconds.
Oh, here we go. It's got to change.
Okay, they've now ruled there's a knock-on by Watney Lesniak.
Time off.
I tell you what, John Gibbs, there's been a lot of confusion down in that southwest corner.
Confusion is reigning supreme, Andrew, as they say. But they're looking good, the Warriors. Newcastle, if they've had the bug and are a little bit weak, they're going to be weaker having to do all of this work.
Yeah, but important they keep it to 6-0 against them as they take the play the ball from their own 10. 15 out from their own line now. It's Gagai with a hit up. He scored 22 out from his own line. The Newcastle custodian caught there by Capewell, Ford and Clark. Now they work it right to Dom Young in centre field. And this try-scoring whiz runs into the defence and threw a pass over the top to Brayley on his own 30. Goes right to Thompson. Clark is one of 2 defenders in there to greet him. And the ball goes free, spilled at Leo Thompson. So a mistake from Newcastle. Warriors will get a scrum feed. 39 out from the Knights line. And there's going to be a challenge. Let's have a listen to Grant
We've got a
Atkins.
captain's challenge by Newcastle. Previous tackle was tackle 2. We've got a live decision of knock on Newcastle.
They would want to be right here, Louis, with,
That's okay,
you know,
I'll check it.
66 minutes of the game to go.
Yeah, correct. But he seemed adamant there, Leo Thompson. So he goes in. Here it is here now, the replay. There's no arms. Oh, yeah, but does it? He's going to offload. He does get it. Aaron Clark's hand does touch the ball.
Well, we just need perspective of which way it goes after the Warrior makes contact with it.
See, I don't think he's playing at this ball, though, because he can't see it. He's coming from behind, but he is going to offload. So will it be a knock on Warriors?
Yeah, well, I think the ball is lost by Thompson because of the hand of Aaron Clark. So it's whether it goes backwards or forwards, and that side angle we've got will tell us nothing. 13 minutes 40 gone first half. Warriors 6, Newcastle 0. Question here on the text line: who is you and Louis' dark horse for the Dally M?
At that point, Leo's still in contact with the ball, in possession when the Warrior makes contact. He then loses control of the ball and he continues to travel forward towards the opponent's dead ball line, which is a knock on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
So there you go. The Knights challenge is gone with 56 and a half minutes still to play, Gibbsy, and you know that can prove very costly to teams.
Absolutely, and we've seen that. We saw that last night, Manly having that challenge up their sleeve at the end when Luke Brooks had contact made with his leg by Harry Grant. But that was, I think, because he's not looking to player, he may well have thought he was stripped, but it was a loose carry, so it would have been lucky if the ball had gone backwards. It would have been just luck. It was a silly challenge.
So now the Warriors then with a scrum feed, and every player outside of the scrum is to the right.
Every time I seem to watch Newcastle Knights play here, they always make errors coming out of their own end.
Yeah, I know.
It must be so frustrating for the coach sitting next door.
Scrum won by the Warriors, but we can't see him anymore due to the frosted doodah. 38 out. Fisher Harris plays it to Wigan. Goes left. Clark, quick little short pass away to Jackson Ford. He's got 3 Knights around him, and he's put to the ground by McEwen and Crossland. Most dominantly, 20 out from the Knights line. Egan goes right to Aaron Clark, who is involved in just about every single play. Here it's a one-out hit up, and he's taken 10 out from the goal line by Thompson and Safidi. Played to Egan, dummies left, goes short side right to Tuapiki. Goes on a stepping run, got away from one. Crossland comes across in the tackle, he offloads to Egan. 20-metre pass to his left, Harris to beat her away to Pompey. Pompey straightens through one, got underneath Hastings, and now held on to by Gagai. 3 out from the line. Plays the ball to Halasima. Goes right Harris to beat her away to Fisher Harris. There's 3 hyphens right there, and he's tackled 8 metres out from the line. Warriors 6, Knights 0. 14 and a half gone. Warriors attack. Boyd spins it wide right to Capel on the last. Puts it on the toe. Dived on by Cogger. And Newcastle come away with 2 out from their own line. Quarter of an hour gone. New Zealand Warriors 6, Newcastle 0. And in the last 8 or 9 minutes, it's all been on the Newcastle goal line as Marju hits it up. Caught 5 out from his own line. And you'd reckon here that Adam O'Brien would be thrilled, Louis, if they can just get through this set to a kick, as Bradman Best, he scored 14 out from his own line, and Safidi gets some attention in back play.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just looking at all the Newcastle Knights players. They're just standing there, their hands on their hips. They had no shape. They can't go anywhere except for simple one-out carries up the middle of the field. They've got to come over a big kick here, and they've got to get their chase right.
Leo Thompson centre field, caught 32 out from his own line, but it's the last tackle upcoming. Hastings puts boot the ball from his own 30, down the throat of Tuivasa-Sheck. 28 out from the Warriors line, over the 30. He'll get to the 40, straightens over it now into the chase of Crossland and McEwen, and also one other coming in, Kai Pearce-Paul, 2 short of halfway. Again, great field position for the Warriors. Harris Tavita takes off from dummy half. Feld, 8 metres in Knights territory, plays the ball to Tuivasa-Sheck, goes right to Fisher Harris, straightens into Safidi, Hastings and McEwen. 32 out from the goal line, and Leo Thompson. Dummy half Egan, goes right to Clark, plays out the back to Boyd, turns it in now for Niokore. He's nailed by Hastings, Cogger over the top, and McEwen down low, 25 out from the goal line. Clark goes left to Boyd, runs at the line and offloads to Harris Tavita. Short ball to Tuivasa-Sheck, steps in field, but the defence is there. 16 out from the Knights goal line, 10 in from touch eastern side, played on the last. It comes to the right, and it's a kick by Harris Tavita, looking for what, Naja Lesniak again. The ball's been touched that time and knocked on by Newcastle. It was Cogger getting his hand to it, knock on the call from Grant Atkins, and the Warriors will get a scrum feed 10 metres out, and even if they're unhappy with the decision, the Knights, they can no longer challenge anything. 16 minutes 40 gone, Warriors 6, Knights 0. Another chance coming up for the Warriors.
Yeah, well, Bradman Best gets up, gets his hands there, but just couldn't grab it in. And they're saying knock on, but they've lost the challenge. It does look like it goes backwards on the big screen there. You can understand why they are blowing up, but when you lose a challenge, it's something pretty simple 40 minutes into the game. When you can't win, you can play. Now they've got to turn up, they've got to defend well, they've got to turn this Warriors team away.
This scrum right in front of the Southern post. 6-0 the Warriors lead with the 8th minute try to Adam Pompey. And we're now 17 minutes in. They win the scrum, they go right to Boyd, then away to Tuapiki. Big dummy. But he's put to the ground by Best. 10 out from the goal line with help from McEwen. 15 in from touch, southwest corner. Played to Wigan. Open side left to Ford. Runs into Safidi and Crossland. Put down 3 out from the goal line. Wade Egan awaits again. The Knights are bending, but they haven't broken yet. Clark to the left. Boyd away to Halasima. Set restart inside the 10 against Newcastle. And they're only 4 out the Warriors. They get a new set here as Egan goes right to Boyd. Short ball into Fisher Harris. And he straightens the attack into 3 defenders. Brayley, Thompson, Safidi. And in there came Gagai as well. Now to dummy half. Wade Egan. Done to the ground short of the goal line. Then reached over in the Gagai tackle. And he's awarded a try. Referee Atkins says it was momentum. Try to Wade Egan. 18 minutes gone. New Zealand Warriors 10. Newcastle 0 here at Hunter Stadium.
Yeah, that's good work here by Wade Egan. And I reckon his recognition out of dummy half is the right call. He sees a couple of players trying to get back on side. They don't get there. There's no marker. He just had to pick which way he goes. He comes out, spins out of a tackle there, and then gets the ball down. And you're right, Grant Atkins is in the perfect spot to call that. So I back him in to get it right. And try time. Right on the ball, right on the line.
The Skips, he hit the deck, but the ball never touched the ground, so he's entitled to do exactly what he did.
Absolutely. He showed great agility there to get that ball down. He was like a plasticine man. He was bending all over the place. The hit and spin close to the line was very good. They needed to score another try, though, to capitalise on that dominance they've had. The Warriors have had all the ball. Newcastle, you say about bypassing Bradman Best, they had done that on a couple of occasions, but they have looked dangerous when they swoop it along the left-hand side. We saw Greg Marzu bomber try at the start.
Warriors have had 67% of the ball thus far. They lead 10-0, but now we're having a check. Here's Grant Atkins.
Here's the double movement.
It can't be double movement. The ball does not touch the ground.
Well, let's have another look here from side on. He's tackled just short of the goal line.
Are they saying his arm?
Wade's arm
Yes,
carrying the ball
yes.
is in contact with the ground. The ball's currently on his chest.
Is that a try? They have to keep going up there to be overruled.
I feel like it's going to get turned
He
against
now
them.
makes a secondary motion to promote the ball to the line, and that's the only thing that makes the line. There's no momentum within the tackle. This is a double movement. We have a decision.
I've learned a lesson, though, from last night, Lou. I did not write that one in.
But you know what? That's like normally you can sit there and say double movement. That one there is a very tough one to be caught against. I understand what they're saying, but very tough to get caught against.
It's a technical ruling, right? That his arm, like his elbow. And the ball never hit the ground until it went into the in-goal area. But the try denied. It will be a penalty to the Newcastle Knights. 2-1 the penalties to the Warriors. Just out from the goal line. 18 gone. It remains Warriors 6, Newcastle 0. 0467 920 222. One of your best, Andrew. What have I done? Oh, the Frosted Doodah. Great call, boys, from Mike and Cam. You know what I meant. The window as the Knights take the tap. Goes up over the 30, as my kid would say. What are you talking about, Dad? Ball's played down to Brayley. Comes centre field left on the charge for the Newcastle side. That's a really good run by Tyson Frizzell, who's come onto the field up to halfway. Now they go left across land. He links up with support and taking the tackle. 8 metres in New Zealand Warriors territory is Thompson. Plays the ball to Brayley. Open side right. Cogger away to Hastings. Gets the pass away to support in Pierce Paul. He's wrapped up. 36 out from the New Zealand Warriors line. Incredibly, it's still only 6-0 Warriors despite the New Zealand team's dominance. Crossland. Left to Cogger away to Gagai. Beautifully read by Capewell, who meets him head on. Help comes down from near Corey. And down he goes, 37 away from the line, 15 in from the western touchline. Last play, Knights to the right, Cogger. The high kick from 36 metres out down to Tuapiki. Left in the air for some reason. There was nowhere near him, but he takes it 10 out from his own line and gains about another 7 metres. So the Warriors have the ball back, leading 6-0 after 19 minutes. It's played to Harris Tavita. Goes left to Tuabasa-Shek. Comes all the way from left to right. Claimed 22 out from his own goal line. And he'll play it in front of the northern post to Boyd. To the right, Watney Zalesniak. Good contact there from McEwen, Cogger and Crossland. Right on the Warriors 30. Played to Duegan. Open side left to Tuabasa-Shek in centre field. Wrapped up, put on his back. 13 metres short of halfway. Plays the ball centre field, Egan. Goes to the right to Aaron Clark. Hits it up into 3 defenders. That's another great run. There's 10 post-contact metres there from Clark. He's 5 metres in Knights territory. Played on the last to Egan. Goes right to Boyd for the kick from 43 metres out. And sending Gagai drifting back, and he takes it 3 metres out from his own line. The chase led by Capewell near Corey, Watney Zalesniak, and one other defender, Jackson Ford, and he's held a metre out from the Knights goal line. Terrific kick chase. Down to the right, Marju, and he's wrapped up 11 out from his own line. Markers are offside. The crowd roars, and it is a penalty going to Newcastle. 11 out from their own line. 20 minutes gone. Warriors 6, Newcastle 0.
You know, they needed that, Newcastle. They were out. They were gone. Really good kick chase. They were getting rushed back into the in-goal. And then Marzu just realises that, you know, there's a couple of players from the Warriors side that are just not onside. The markers weren't square, so he comes back off that right foot, gets back behind the ruck and earns the team a penalty. And they get a really good kick upfield here as well, so they get tapped 40 metres out from their own line.
And Bradman Best takes the tap, charges there into his opposite number, Capewell, and near Corey. And Watney Zalesniak just short of halfway. Plays the ball 15 in from the western touchline to Brayley. Sends it right to Jermaine McEwen. And he's caught 5 metres in Warriors territory. Newcastle with it down 6-0 after 21 minutes. Earlier, West Tigers 21, big Gold Coast 20. Here's Frizzell, passed off the ground and got it back to Brayley. Sends it right to Crossland. Cut out ball away to Gagai. He fends away from Harris Tavita, but into heavy traffic. And he's going to be put down by Halasima. About 11 metres inside Warriors territory. Now Brayley spins it left centre field. Cross land, short ball for Zell. Good tackle, one-on-one by Ford. 30 out in front. Good set, Knights here. Brayley to the left. Hastings runs on the line. Short ball away that time to McEwen. But he's taken by Tanner Boyd. And also one other defender there near Corey. 15 out. Last play, Knights. Hastings with a kick from 19 out. Down to the wing of Young against Tuivasa-Sheck. The ball bounces off, I think, Young. Then the swooping around to pick the ball up is Fletcher Hunt to claim the try. And referee Atkins points to the spot. The Knights head back. Try to Fletcher Hunt. Perfect kick from Hastings. 22 gone. New Zealand Warriors 6. Newcastle 4. Fletcher Hunt gets his third try of the year.
Yeah, good work here to Fletcher Hunt. It was a really good chase by the Newcastle Knights. It might have even been Kai Pearce-Ball, that actually gets his bat back. It was going straight to Dom Young, but then you got Pearce-Ball's arm that comes up, and the man on the spot there is Fletcher Hunt, who gets the bounce and scores a try.
And we're happy that went back?
Yeah, I think so. Like just on that replay, it looked okay. So I think it'll be a try, and they'll get an opportunity to kick a goal from the sideline. But this is all from the carry down the other end of the field. A real strong carry, great kick upfield, and some intent with their attack was great there by the Knights.
Down to the touchline, John Gibbs.
Yeah, good hit back, particularly after the no try to Wade Egan, because they were just about out on their feet. They've had over 60% of the ball, the Warriors, so if Newcastle can level up here, this is quite a remarkable spot they will be in, and undoubtedly it will give them confidence that it was Kai Pearce-Ball and Dom Young who got up for the ball.
So now Jackson Hastings, 23 metres out, a metre or two in from the eastern touchline in front of the Andrew John stand. Warriors 6, Knights 4 to level the scores. Jackson Hastings headgear on. Moves in now with the right boot. Hastings strikes it. Misses across the face. No goal. So it's New Zealand Warriors 6, Newcastle Knights 4 here at Hunter Stadium. You with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore here on ABC Sport. Around the grounds, Queensland Cup second half. Ipswich fighting back. PNG Hunters 28, leading Ipswich 18 in Port Moresby. And the Super Netball Major Semi, West Coast Fever 38, thrashing the New South Wales Swifts 20 in Perth. And in the AFL half-time, Collingwood over Fremantle 54-47. NRLW today, Titans 24 beat West Tigers 12, and the Roosters holding on to beat the Brisbane Broncos 30 points to 26. Kick-off. Oh, gee, allowed to bounce by Newcastle. Bounces to the eastern touchline where Fletcher Hunt is awaiting, and he returns it there into Halasima and put to the ground with help from also Fisher Harris, 15 out from the Knights line. Now open side left to Dom Young, bounced away from Egan. Now goes back to the right to Halasima and tackled. 20 out from his own line and about 5 in from touch eastern side. Hastings works it open side left to the try scorer, Fletcher Hunt. He's scored 25 out from his own line for Newcastle. 16 left first half. Warriors 6, Newcastle 4. Thompson goes left. Cogger got it away best. Straight past Cable like he didn't exist. Over halfway. They're queuing up from everywhere. It goes right McEwen. Oh dear, he got past one through the pass along the ground. Knights still have it, but he bombed a try, Jermaine McEwen. The ball played Brayley. They still may score to the right. Cogger away, Hastings. Cut out pass to Fletcher Hunt. Oh, he bombed it. He had Young outside, and he took the tackle of Halasima. Oh, Newcastle, what is it that you're doing? Hastings, crossfield kick on the last. Up goes Boyd with the catch. He's got it a metre out from his own line. Warriors 6, Knights 4. My goodness, they bombed 2 chances there, Louis.
I can't get my head around that. I really can't get my head around it. I can understand the first one. Beautiful break there by Bradman Best. Beats Kurt Capel, all ends up. We get a drop ball here now from the Warriors, only 5 metres out. In the play, the ball there from Dallin Watney-Zelezniak. But the set before, all Fletcher Hunt had to do was a little short tip on. And then, we had Dominic Young running under the post. That would have been a beautiful try, and that is horrible football there from the Knights.
We did have a text asking us roughly for the Dally M. I think James Tedesco win the Dally M.
There was no drop in that play the ball.
Zelezniak didn't play it properly.
Oh, didn't play the ball. Okay,
that's why they play the ball for Newcastle, not a scrum. Yeah, I think Tedesco wins the Dally M, and Blake Brayley might be the runner-up, the surprise packet. From the restart, Knights have it 8 metres out through Leo Thompson. 6-ball Warriors. The ball's going to be played now to Jaden Brayley. Comes to the left to Hastings. Out the back it goes. Tyson Frizzell has had a couple of good runs off the bench. Stands in the tackle of Boyd. Then the ball comes free. And he's told just to play it again a couple of metres out.
Let's go.
Dummy half is Jaden Brayley. He sends it right with a spinning pass to Cogger. Then away Thompson to Hastings. Left to right. Underway to Young. And Young runs into Tuivasa-Sheck. And Nail with Harris to beat her over the top. 7 out, 5 in Norrie's corner. Plays the ball to Pierce Paul. Goes left to Hastings away to Crossland. Deep ball to Cogger. Links up with Gagai. Gagai the best. Quick hands. Great pass, Marju. Capewell comes across and Boyd flicks it off the ground. Play on. And the try has been ruled into Gagai. How did they do that at the end? Try to Newcastle, Zane Gagai. What about the last pass? 26 minutes gone. The crowd enters a state of happy delirium. Newcastle 8, New Zealand Warriors 6, kick to come.
Yeah, well, this time they score a try and they have to come up with all the skill, and it was quite hard to get it across the line here for the Newcastle Knights. Before, all they had to do was come and play the ball. Mazu was dead set going out. He's on the ground. Oh, you know what? It'll get taken off him. This will get taken off him. He'll be held on the ground. He was on the ground. There was a player on him, and he flicks the ball off the ground. I reckon they take it off him. But who knows with this game? ABC Sports.
Capewell and Boyd both slipped off Marju. Tuivasa-Sheck's on him as his arm hit the deck, I think, and then he got the pass to Dane Gagai. Touchline John Gibbs.
Well, he's on the ground. I'm not sure whether his arm carrying the ball hit the ground or not. Grant Atkins was well positioned and gave a clear call that it was play on.
So they're going over. The touch judges are going behind the post.
Yep.
So it'll be a try, and really they deserve the try there, Newcastle, because they did their best to slaughter on a couple of occasions. I would ask, when Bradman Best went through, why was Jermaine McEwen the only player there? They needed a speedier conveyance. Nevertheless, they score a try. Great strength here by Marju not to go into touch.
That's an amazing try. And if he's kept the arm off the ground, I don't know how he did that. Here's Hastings, 23 out, a metre in from touch, western side, he strikes it, misses near side, no goal, he's none from 2. But it's Newcastle in front with 12.5 before the break. 8 points to 6 in favour of the Knights over the Warriors. Earlier West Tigers 21, the Gold Coast 20. So, 0467 920 222. Maury, you're funny saying Tyson Frizzell's had a few good runs. Does that mean they go straight? No, don't be like that. Boys, I know things move on, but have you heard any insight whatsoever about how the Blues could be so flat and decider at home? Mick, now's probably not the time, mate, in the middle of a game a week and a half later, but we've discussed it quite a bit. And Louis, if you want to, you can read just that at half time. Here's the kickoff, and Newcastle come away with it 15 out from their own line. Maury, Louis, Gibbsy, doing my usual, watching the game with the sound down, listening to the A-team. If that wasn't a try 5 minutes ago to Wade Egan, I'm not here. Glenn, the very confused Waratah Sea-Eagle. Well,
yeah.
You're not here.
I can sort of understand why he's saying that. But then in saying that, I thought that would have been a tackle too. So,
well, maybe his arm didn't hit the ground. Didn't get a great view of it as the Knights work into within 13 of halfway. Short side raid to Hastings went straight past Talasima, who had a terrible read in defence, and it comes back at him on the halfway mark. Ball played, and they work it away left. Here's another good run, no pun intended, for Frizzell. 9 metres in Warriors territory. Played on the short side, and Hastings puts up a towering kick for Tua. Peaky, great catch ahead of Kai Pearce-Paul. 19 metres out from the Warriors goal line. He plays the ball now, and it comes open side right to Tuivasa-Sheck. He's caught in centre field, only 21 out from his own line, ran sideways, plays the ball to Tanner Boyd, goes right to Watney Jalesniak, and Crossland's there, heading up the defensive effort, 24 out from the Warriors line. The Knights defence aiming up here, played to Boyd, he sends it left to Ford, and 4 tackles in, they're only on their own 30, the Warriors, and Ford's lost the ball. They've gone to pieces here, the Warriors. As on the field now comes Dominic Balmunga, and it'll be a Newcastle scrum feed, 31 out from the Warriors line. 29 gone, Newcastle 8, Warriors 6. It is amazing, Lou, and we've seen it all year, these monumental turns in momentum, as he just lost it trying to get to his feet, Jackson Ford.
no, it gets flicked out by Newcastle. Too smart. He flicks it out with his hand. And it was Leo Thompson.
He did too.
10 seconds.
Would Ford not have felt that?
He would have felt it, but he just obviously didn't want to challenge it. All right. But that was sneaky there by Leo Thompson, but it worked in his favour. Got him good field position.
Sneaky Leo. Knights win the scrum. It goes right. Hastings to Hunt. Runs into Harris to Vita. Talasima, 25 metres out from the Warriors line. 15 in from the eastern touchline. The ball played. Hastings sends it left to Leo Thompson. the sneaky one, and he's taken there by Monga. 20 out from the goal line. Clark was there as well. Played to Brayley. Goes left to Hastings, out the back Cogger. Short ball to Jermaine McEwen. Boyd is there, along to in there Corey and Ford. 8 metres out from the Warriors line. Here come the Knights again. Brayley sends it centre field right from Cogger away to Thompson. And Leo's caught 4 metres out from the goal line. Over the top came Monga. Ball will be played now. 2 tackles left. They send it to the left. Hastings away to Cogger. Cut out ball. Bradford best away to Marju. There's no one at home. I have no idea where Watney's are leaving the arc or Capewell or Boyd were, but they weren't anywhere near Greg Marju. Runs onto the best pass and scores. 9 minutes 40 to go in the half. And the Knights are tearing the Warriors to shreds. They pay the price for the Jackson Ford drop. Greg Marju gets the try in the 31st minute, and that is now 3 tries in 9 minutes. Newcastle 12, Warriors 6, as Marju puts it down in the corner.
Yeah, it's so funny. You watch Kurt Capewell's movement in defence. He gets up and you can see that Bradford Best, he's actually put a bit of fear into Kurt Capewell's eyes, and he gets up. Dylan Watney-Zelezniak doesn't know what to do. Does he come up, start his winger? Does he come in? Bradford Best's got that beautiful little out ball that he likes to run with, that really nice right-hand fend. But this time, Dallin comes up, hedges his bets, goes in. Quick hands there from from Bradford Best to find Greg Marju, and he has a simple run to the try line. Great skill there from the Newcastle Knights.
This is a team, Gibbs, that was being thoroughly outplayed in the opening 20 minutes. They've done a remarkable job to be now the dominant force here.
Absolutely, and there's been a change there. Kicker Dane Gagai right in front of me, attempting this shot from the touchline, and I've got to say, it all occurred, not only Jackson Ford being dispossessed of the ball sneakily by Leo, but it was a Dylan Watney-Zelezniak roll ball. They slaughtered 2 tries. He rolls the ball back between their legs, has been downhill ever since.
Here's Gagai with a left foot kick, 23 metres out, 1 metre in from touch on the western side. They're none from 2 so far through Hastings. Gagai, though, strikes it. Misses near side, no goal. So they're none from 3. It's 3 tries to 1, but it's 12-6 in favour of Newcastle over the Warriors. Queensland Cup full-time. The PNG Hunters have just held on, and they beat the Ipswich Jets in the end. The scoreline 28-22 after they led 28-0 at half-time. Now in the AFL, Collingwood 54, leading Fremantle 47, and his third quarter just underway. In the netball semi-final, boy oh boy, half-time, West Coast Fever 46, leading the New South Wales Swifts 20 in the major semi. Winner into the grand final, loser to play Melbourne Vixens next week. Now from the kickoff, Crossland, 15 out from his own line.
He almost dropped it there, Crossland, off the kickoff, and then he went to pass it to Thompson, and Thompson overran him, but he luckily pulled it back in and got down and played the ball.
Well, here's a great run by Dom Young, doing the work of a forward in centre field. He's finally held 25 out from his own line, plays it to Brayley, sends the ball left to Greg Marju. He's going to be taken by Nia Corey and by Monga. About 33 out from the Newcastle goal line. Ball's played now to Brayley, sends it left. Dumbing run here by Gagai, bounced away from Boyd, but ended up losing ground in the tackle of Capewell and Ford. 11 short of halfway, 15 in from touch western side. Crossland turns it into Frizzell, and a 3-man tackle by Monga was in there. So was Clark and Capewell, 2 metres short of halfway. Last tackle Newcastle. Brayley goes right to Hastings. He kicks it from just short of halfway. A floater right down to Tame Tuapiki. He catches it 5 out from his own line. Heads back to the 20 to Cogger and Crossland, and he'll play the ball right on that red line with 7 minutes left in the half, and Newcastle leading the Warriors by 12 points to 6. Tuivasa-Sheck goes nowhere. Run across field again, caught 22 out from his own line by Thompson. Played to Boyd, cut out pass goes to the left edge this time, and it's Adam Pompey. He's contained by Crossland, and also in there Pierce Paul. Ball played to Egan, comes centre field right to Watney-Zelezniak, runs into McEwen and 2 others, mid-quarter halfway, New Zealand Warriors territory, and right in centre field, the Warriors down the barrel at the moment, 12-6, having led 6-0, thought they were going to be up 12-0. Clark on halfway on the last, plays it to Egan, and Boyd with the clearing kick. Dropping back a few steps, Gagai, he takes it on the full 9 out from his own goal line, heads to the 20, and in the Corey and Capewell, and he scored 20 out from his own line, 15 in from touch western side. Newcastle 12, New Zealand Warriors 6. They work it right side to Greg Marju, and here he's scored Louis, 28 out from his own line.
Yeah, I'm liking what the Newcastle Knights have done here, the way that they've worked their way back into this game. It's just been a decision made by all of them just to run a little bit harder and, get their energy right, and then their skill level's been really good as well.
Down the touchline goes Cogger. They must score. No, he dummies his way past Tuapiki, who comes back to bring him down. He loses the ball. Dear oh dear, they've butchered Southern Knights. They've butchered 3, yet they lead 12-6. Great run down the touchline, and even though we're frosted out from windscreens O'Brien next door, we can see on the monitor he grabbed his face in anguish. His team's going well. They're creating more opportunities than they're finishing off, though, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, Jack Cogger, he does a great job here. Down the short side, throws a little bit of a dummy, goes straight through. He had to, really, his support players weren't in a good position to get the ball, so he throws a dummy and goes himself. But in the position he was, when he got tackled from behind, you knew it was maybe going to come up an error, because he sort of, as he goes down, the point of the ball hits the ground. He rolls over the ball, and that point of the ball at the end of the ground rips it out of his grasp. But another try gone begging there for the Knights. They've been brilliant in attack, especially around that sort of 40 to, between the two 40 lines on either side of that halfway line. They've been brilliant.
So the Warriors win the scrum, and it goes left to Tuivasa-Sheck, and he's drilled back 10 out from his own goal line. Looks like Ford coming off for the Warriors, and Tanner Stowers-Smith coming on. There's now Egan out of dummy half, spots half a gap. Shot down 23 out from his own line. Let's check in on the touchline. John Gibbs.
Well, that was beautiful defence there by Tane Tuapiki, because he waited, and then Jack Cogger decided to throw the dummy, accelerate. He was through, and then he was looking to pass it, and now they get a penalty, the Warriors. The possession rate now is 50-50. It is 3 tries to 1, and it's that left-hand side. So Dallin, Watt, Lesniak and Kurt Capel having all sorts of problems on the right-hand side, containing Bradman Best, Marzu, Gagai coming into the back line.
Good touch finder here from Tanner Boyd after Jaden Brayley gave away a penalty in the play the ball. He finds it 10 metres in Knights territory. Capel rushes up, takes the tap and hits it up himself. Caught 32 out for the Newcastle line. 4 minutes 10 left first half. Newcastle 12, Warriors 6. Sunday Arvo footy on ABC Sport. And now it's Stowers-Smith. He's tackled 21 out from the line by Crossland. Played centre field to Wigan. Goes left to Boyd. Short ball away to Vaimonga. And Frizzell is in the defence. No, it's Thompson in there with Pierce Paul and Jaden Brayley. Now to the right, Clark. Short ball. Stowers-Smith nearly got through. Cut to the ground 8 metres out from the line. Plays the ball to Wigan. Goes right to Boyd. Spiralling pass onto Capewell. Right foot step into Bradman Best. And he's still upright. Then he just spews one out the back. Dived on by Tuapiki. And he'll play it on the last 10 out. Last tackle, Warriors. Watney Lesniak, dummy half. Sends it left to Tanner Boyd. Puts in the crossfield kick as the tackle's made. The kick is taken by Fletcher Hunt, but it's a penalty.
Late and unnecessary.
For a late tackle on Tanner Boyd. Penalty goes to the Warriors. 4-2 the penalties now to the visitors. And it's half a metre out from the Newcastle line. I believe it's Leo Thompson.
Yeah, dumb. Brain snap. Kicks it. No, you can't. If you're going to tackle him, you've got to well, actually, you know what? To be fair, there's not much in it when you watch the replay. And he sort of does go with down with him.
That's almost like he's penalised for hitting him too hard.
Yeah, I was going to say it's silly, but I don't think there's much more you could do there. The way that he got it.
10 out, it comes right to Stowers-Smith. Tackled 2 out from the goal line. Free length first half. Big part of the game right here. Egan switches it left for the cutout ball. Harris defeated a Pompey. Left foot step. 6 more tackles for the Warriors as well as Newcastle's inside the 10. So that's now their 3rd set restart. They're a metre away. Play to Roger. He goes to his right. Harris defeated away to Clark. Dummies. Goes himself, Aaron Clark. He's only half a metre away. Finally put to the ground by Brayley, Crossland and Thompson. Next to the left upright. Plays it to Wigan. Spins it away right to Boyd. Then on to near Corey. Great defence by the Knights though. He's put to the ground by McEwen, Best and Cogger. Now short side right. Tuapiki. Cut out passes forward to Watney Lesniak. That's a terrible pass. Watney Lesniak flew through the air like we know he can. as if he's got a big S on the front of his chest and a big red cape at the back of it. But the pass to him was beamed forward from Tane Tuapiki. And if he'd got that down, that would have been right up there among the most spectacular finishes of all time.
He definitely got it down.
That is incredible. But all of that for naught. It's a 10-metre scrum feed here for the Knights. 10 out from their own line, and huge for Newcastle to hold on there, Louis, with 1:40 left in the half.
Yeah, absolutely. They defended their line really, really well, especially that first 20 minutes. And then, obviously, the last 2 minutes there on their line, they had to keep turning them away, and they kept coming up with the right plays. They got lucky there, obviously, a horrible forward pass, but that's a little bit of fatigue there for the Warriors as well.
Here's Dom Young on the right side. Caught 27 out from his own line by Varmonga, and Adam Pompey plays the ball. Sends it left to Kai Pearce-Paul. He's wrapped up. 3 defenders in there for the Knights. In fact, he'll play 32 out from his own line. There may have been 4 there at one point. Brayley goes left across land to Cogger. Then on to Gagai. Cut-out pass is knocked down by Watney Leslie. He'll recover it. That'll be a knock on Warriors in a Newcastle scrum feed. 12 short of halfway with just under a minute to go. Let's check in on the touchline. Johnny Gibbs.
I'd just like to backtrack again because I think it was the rugby league god smiling there on the Newcastle Knights, because that tackle by Leo Thompson, it was as soft as soft. There was nothing wrong with it. He wrapped his arms around him and he went to the ground like he was cuddling a baby. We're getting to the stage where you cannot touch the kicker.
Yeah, I agree. You can't touch the kickers anymore.
On the text line, Louis, I reckon you better buy Royce those 10,000 beers soon. Given beer prices, you should have bought them a long time ago, says Rocky. That was a promise that Louis made early, because Roy Simmons picked Luke Lewis for his first grade debut way back in 02. One. Of course you're right. Here's Knights on their halfway line, or just short of it. Best plays it. It comes to the right. Spinning through a tackle is McEwen. He recovered well, the young bloke. Caught now 6 metres in Warriors territory and gets a penalty for a high tackle over the top from Stowers Smith. So, well, why not? 15 seconds to go. Mind you, between Hastings and Gagai, they're none from 3. So it's a penalty going to Newcastle. It's 44 metres out, 5 metres in from the western touch line. The crowd booing that tackle. And, he got him good. He was on the way down, but that forearm collected him. He should be on report for that at least, surely. And he's up with the trainer now, Jermaine McEwen. Time off, still 15 seconds to go.
How funny is Freddie goes down to Dane, Gagai there, goes, you want me to take it for you? He goes, I'm good.
Oh, Brad Fiddler's down there. It is shoot. With a very attractive.
He's on report.
Yeah, had to be for that one. So let's see what they're going to do here. Right near the western touch line, or what other game plan do they have?
No, they're taking the tap.
So they'll have one Hail Mary. Tanner Stowers Smith on report for that high shot for the Warriors. They find touch, and they'll take this 30 metres out with 8 seconds to go, and it's a kick and hope for Dom Young. Geez, he may have even been offside, but Young's pouring through. The ball evades him into Harris to beat her, and he grounds it in goal. That'll end the first half. They didn't make a bad go of that at the end. And Newcastle Knights fans, 22,000 of them, will applaud this team from the field, with the Knights leading 12-6 despite looking under the pump big time in that opening 20 minutes. But they responded with 3 tries in 9 minutes to Fletcher Hunt in the 22nd minute, Dane Gagai in the 27th, and Greg Marju in the 31st minute. But Jackson Hastings none from 2, Dane Gagai none from 1, all 3 from the touchline. Phoenix Crossland on report in the 12th minute for a hip drop, 1 restart, 1 unsuccessful challenge. For the New Zealand Warriors, will they open the scoring with an 8th minute try to Adam Pompey, Tanner Boyd 1 from 1, and also Tanner Stowers Smith on report in the 40th minute. And that was for a high tackle. They've had 3 restarts and no challenges. Penalties are 4-3 to the Warriors, but it's the Knights going into the sheds in front, Louis, by half a dozen, 12-6.
Yeah, we'll put this down to their first 20 minutes defending their line. I think that's probably what got them the lead at half-time, you could say. Obviously, the try disallowed from Egan for that double movement, but really from there, they've sort of come upfield, some real strong carries. They've made a couple of breaks, clean breaks, where they should have scored a couple of tries off. I reckon they've probably bombed 3 certain tries for sure, but some really good tries there as well. So playing good brand of football. They're not making as many mistakes coming out of their back end of the field, which is definitely helping them. They look really sharp when they get just close, close to that 50-metre line, sort of right in the middle of the field, and they're asking questions down around short sides, and they're trying to give Bradman Best a lot of ball on the outside of Kirk Capewell, which is really working.
Oh,
So
they're carving them up.
they're doing a good job.
Side,
Very good job.
John Gibbs is down on the touchline. Gibbsy, your thoughts first half?
Yeah, great bounce back by Newcastle because they were under immense pressure. There's no doubt about that. They bombed the first try. The Warriors scored almost a try to Wade Egan, taken off him a technical double movement, and then a roll ball by Dallin Watney-Zelezniak, and Newcastle, they clicked into gear to look very good. Goal kicking is a problem, though. 3 tries to 1, and even that last play at the end of the half, it would have been handy to have an 8-point lead. 44 metres out. They do have the breeze behind them, but no one was going to be able to kick it or get that far, so they decided to come up with a Hail Mary play. But they're looking okay. The Warriors, though, I think they'll breathe a sigh of relief that they are only down by 6 points, 3 tries to 1, and Newcastle bombing at least 3 others.
Yeah, we've come up with 4. In the end, when we include Greg Marju's knock-on from the Bradman Best, the pass near the western touchline, Group 9 Junie Diesels and a ball over at Temora, 26-16. Thank you, Rabbit Burrow. Jake's listening in from Los Angeles. Good on you, Jake. Say hello to my family who's over there too. 0467 920 222. In the Wade Egan no try, wouldn't it be because the ball carrying arm hits the ground and then promotes it to score a try? Yeah, that's exactly what the penalty was for, as we've mentioned. But it looked like initially that it didn't hit the ground, but it did around the elbow area. Around the grounds in the Queensland Cup, as I mentioned, PNG Hunters 28 defeated Ipswich 22. Third quarter of the Super Netball Major semi-final. West Coast Fever just simply thrashing the New South Wales Swiss 49-23. Third quarter AFL, Collingwood 60, leading Fremantle 47. Still tighten up there at the MCG. And Michael Carianis, our colleague, is reporting that Kevin Walters will be appointed coach of the Australian Kangaroos during the week. And the story is posted now online on the Daily Telegraph website. Thank you, MC, and congratulations to Kevin Walters, former Brisbane Broncos and Queensland State of Origin coach and a former Kangaroo himself. So he'll be named Australian coach to replace Mal Meninga through the week for the tour of Great Britain with 3 test matches, which hopefully we'll be calling for you in the middle of the night at some point during October. You're with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs, I'm Andrew Moore. Half-time, and it's Newcastle 12, the New Zealand Warriors 6. After at Leichhardt Oval, the West Tigers defeated the Gold Coast Titans 21 points to 20. Exciting second half to come here at Hunter Stadium, but right now we head to the ABC newsroom.
ABC News, good afternoon. I'm William Howard. Tasmanian Premier Jeremy Rockliff says he's reached out to potential crossbench members about forming a new government, including those who supported a no-confidence motion against him. With nearly 3/4 of the vote in Tasmania's snap state election counted, the Liberals are certain to be the biggest group in Parliament, with at least 14 seats. However, they'll need to find as many as 4 supporters from a mostly progressive crossbench that is also largely opposed to the Macquarie Point Stadium being built. Mr. Rockliff says he's spoken to a number of MPs and believes all want a stable parliament.
My view is that the crossbench in the cold, hard light of day will recognise the party, being the Liberal Party with the most number of seats, are able to, of course, form a cabinet.
6 people, including 3 children, have been rescued from Mountfield National Park in Tasmania's south after being caught in heavy snow overnight. Sophie Jaggers reports.
The Tasmanian family raised the alarm with police yesterday afternoon and were told to seek shelter in a nearby hut. They had set off on a day walk, but changing weather conditions prevented them from accessing the walking track. Police say extreme weather conditions prevented a helicopter from reaching the family, so a search and rescue team was sent in on foot, contending with strong winds and nearly a foot of snow. The crew reached the family shortly before midnight, finding them safe but cold and wet. They were evacuated via helicopter this morning, once conditions cleared.
4 people have been killed in a serious crash in Queensland's Central Highlands this morning amid a horror weekend on the state's roads. Anna Hartley has more.
Two vehicles collided on the Capricorn Highway at Comet east of Emerald around 10:50 this morning. Emergency services sent 2 fire crews and 5 ambulance crews to the scene. Both vehicles were on fire when emergency services arrived. 2 men, both in their 20s, were taken to Emerald Hospital with serious injuries. 10 people have died on Queensland's roads since Friday. Police say investigations into the incidents are ongoing.
The Victorian opposition is accusing the state government of delaying the release of documents detailing problems in the childcare sector after missing a Friday deadline to publish them. It follows the upper house passing a motion for the government to table thousands of documents relating to enforcement action taken against childcare operators. The government says it's continuing to assess the information in a sensitive manner because of concerns about the safety of children. But opposition leader Brad Batten says the government is dragging its feet.
This government's failure to act and failure to do things, not just in a timely manner, in an urgent manner, is creating more issues for families and more concerns. The last thing we need is that families start to lose trust in our childcare system.
US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is calling on Syria to use its security forces to prevent jihadists, including the Islamic State group, from entering southern Syria and carrying out massacres. The city of Swaida in the south has seen a week of bloody clashes between members of the Bedouin and Druze communities, but Damascus says its troops have stopped the sectarian violence. But the BBC's Mohammed Tara says there's still unease.
Now the fear is the government is saying that governmental troops have replaced the militant Bedouins troops around As-Suwaida, and this is causing a mix of feeling. Will these troops work to prevent any further atrocities, or they will join the atrocities as it reported that it happened last week? So will these troops will practice the peacekeeping mission, or they will cause more problems?
Paleontologists at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science in the United States have discovered a dinosaur fossil very close to home, beneath the museum parking lot. The museum says it was found during a drilling project to study layers of rock beneath the site. The disc-shaped specimen has been found to be the vertebrator of a plant-eating dinosaur that roamed the Earth more than 67 million years ago. And voters in Japan are casting ballots for seats in the upper house of the country's legislature, the Diet. They're also voting for candidates contesting half of the 248 upper house seats, with early results expected later tonight. ABC News.
League lovers blushing on the blind side.
Once peace breaks out, or at least a ceasefire in Ukraine, then you'll be able to start talking rugby league in Russia.
10 a.m. Saturdays on ABC Radio or on the ABC Listen app.
ABC sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership.
Egan goes left now. Boyd to Clark. He straightens on the run into Brayley and Crossland. Tackled 3 metres out. Last tackle, New Zealand Warriors. No score. Egan sends the ball left to Tanner Boyd. Puts in a stab kick. Heading in goal. And flying through for the New Zealand Warriors is Adam Pompey. Last play, Knights. Hastings with the kick from 19 out. Down to the wing of Young against Tuivasa-Sheck. The ball bounces off, I think, Young. Then the swooping around to pick the ball up is Fletcher Hunt to claim the try, and referee Atkins points to the spot. Links up with Gagai. Gagai the best. Quick hand, straight past Marju. Capewell comes across and Boyd flips it off the ground, play on, and the try has been ruled in. Gagai. How did they do that at the end? They sent it to the left. Hastings away to Cogger. Cut out ball. Bradford best away to Marju. There's no one at home. I have no idea where what to lose the Arkle, Capewell or Boyd were, but they weren't anywhere near Greg Marju.
The 2025 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio,
And on the ABC Listen app.
So good to be with you in the twilight here at Hunter Stadium with a scoreline in favour of the home team. Newcastle leading the New Zealand Warriors 12-6. Is there an upset on the cards? 3 tries to 1 in favour of the Knights at half-time. In the AFL third quarter, Collingwood 62 leading Freo 47. Netball third quarter, West Coast Fever 59 leading the Swifts 26 in the third term. So the Warriors have got a bit to work on, Louis, at half-time here. They came across in fourth spot, hoping to draw level with Melbourne in a mathematical tie for third, as it were, on the same amount of points. But at the moment, there's some real holes in their defence that the Knights are exposing beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely, especially that right-hand edge defence there with Capewell and Dallin Watney-Zelezniak. They're both very experienced guys. But the thing for me is that Dallin doesn't look like he's got any trust on his inside shoulder, so he doesn't really know what to do. Capewell looks a little bit nervous when Bradman Best gets early ball. He gets up and he sort of plants his feet a lot. And I was thinking,
very sluggish, right?
And that's the thing too. He's a back row. He's not really a centre, so he is getting a little bit nervous when it comes to someone who's got good footwork, who's strong, who's got a good fend, and he's a very good centre, Bradman Best. But that's where they need to continue to go. They've got to keep setting up that right side, coming back to that left edge, getting that ball to Bradman Best, one-on-one with Kurt Capewell. They're going to get it right every now and then, but I tell you what, they've pulled him apart a few times, and like I said, they've bombed a few tries out there as well. But for me, the Warriors, I haven't seen them come up with so many errors coming out of their own end for a long period of time. So I reckon they'll be talking about that. That's just complete sets, get down the other end of the field and see if we can put some pressure back on that Knight side.
12-6 in favour of the Newcastle Knights. And John Gibbs, who's down there on the touchline. Gibbs, it'd be wonderful for this crowd if Newcastle can play in the second half like they did in the first.
Absolutely, Andrew. And the message out of the dressing room was, from Adam O'Brien, was he's super proud of their performance because they were making mistakes. They were opening up at the start, and then once they started to hang on to the ball, they were creating mayhem. And probably the Warriors are a little bit lucky that they're only behind by 6 points. When you look at it all, it could have been anything. But nevertheless, they start the second half 6 points in front. I think the opening stanza of the second half is going to be important, and there is a breeze that will be behind the Warriors in the second half. It's not sizable, it's died down a bit, but it will give some advantage to the Warriors.
Now on the text line 0467 920 222. Dane Gagai just gave it away when interviewed on telly when asked about their improved attack. He said, Greeny's done a really good job getting us to play eyes up attack and turned us around this week. With all that's happened this week, was that a ringing endorsement of Green as head coach and a damning of O'Brien from inside the shed? Stu, you might be reading a little into that, I reckon. Blake Green is the attacking coach.
That's his job.
That's his whole job. Clinton in WA says, if Kevy is coaching the Kangaroos, will he select Dearden? As I thought he was not sure that Dearden was a player. Well, I reckon he will just pick whoever thinks will win with the Kangaroos job. And at the moment, Tom Dearden may have his nose in front. So, second half about to come here. Now, we'll have time to run through this again in the post-game show. We're with you until 6:30 tonight. But just a heads up on next weekend, round 21 will be on air from 6:45 on Thursday night on the ABC Listen app. And what a game. Sydney Football Stadium, Sydney Roosters v the Melbourne Storm. Then Friday night, Louis, we're in the boardroom for the 5:30. We'll be on air from 5:30 for the Through the Roof pre-game show. Then at 6 p.m, North Queensland Cowboys hosting St George Illawarra. Then the Brisbane Broncos at 8 p.m. at Lang Park host the Parramatta Eels. On Saturday, we're on air from 2 p.m. at Western Sydney Stadium. At 3 o'clock, there'll be a studio call in the boardroom with Spriggy and the team. New Zealand Warriors against the Gold Coast Titans. We'll be calling the 5:30 game. Penrith Panthers against the West Tigers. And at 7:35, South Sydney takes on Cronulla Sutherland at Gosford. Then on Sunday, we're on air from midday at the Sydney Football Stadium. Gee, I'm already looking forward to this. But first of all, at 2 o'clock, the Canberra Raiders host Newcastle. And at 4:05, we'll call Canterbury Bankstown against Manly Warringah. The Dolphins have the bye next week. Still one game to come in round 3 of the NRLW season, and that's here tonight between Newcastle Knights and their opponents as well, the New Zealand Warriors. So they're back for the second half. The Knights will kick off running left to right as you look at your radio, defending the northern end of the ground. Peter says, I'm tipping this next 40 minutes could keep Adam O'Brien out of the Centrelink queue for at least a week. With Dylan Brown and this team next year, it's going to be a cracking team. When do next year's grand final tickets come on sale? Asking for a friend. I sense the tongue may well be deeply inserted into a cheek. Here's a kick-off now from Jackson Hastings. Sends it to the Southeast corner. Warriors get first use of the footy, and it's Fa'amonga who crashes into the defence of Thompson and Frizzell, and he'll play it 18 out from his own line, 20 in from the eastern touchline. Egan, a jinking run from dummy half. He's tackled 28 out from his own goal line, 12-6 in favour of Newcastle. Now Tanner Stowers-Smith, he hits the ball up for the Warriors, taken 9 metres short of halfway, centre of the ground. Egan goes left edge to Aaron Clark, busy as ever today for the Warriors, and another great driving run. Gets 5 metres in Knights territory, caught by Thompson, played to Egan, goes right to Tame Tuapiki, and he's wrapped up by Frizzell. About 38 out for the Newcastle line. Last tackle Warriors, first set, second half, as it's played to Egan. He goes right for the kick from Tanner Boyd, under a bit of pressure, and it goes down to the Norris corner, taken by Gagai, 5 out from his own goal line, and he's making it over the 10. I've got to tell you, Louis, watching him live for the first time at fullback in a long time, he looks very comfortable there.
Yeah, he does, definitely under the high ball. He gets himself in great position. Just a little bit more urgency probably, but he's just not used to that at fullback. You've got to be urgent, you've got to be everywhere, but he's doing a good job so far in the number 1 jersey.
Marju plays at 18 out from his own line, comes right to Bradman Best. He's caught 26 away from his own line and 20 in from the eastern touch line, there by Neokore, Clark and Barmonga. Now centre field, Tom Young put on a great, don't argue, there on the second row of Halasima. He's taken though by Harris Tavita, Stowers, Smith and Egan. Mid-quarter halfway now, Newcastle go right to Hastings, takes on the line, smashed to the ground by Barmonga. 8 short of halfway. Last tackle Newcastle, who lead 12-6. It comes left to a Cogger from Brayley. Boots it down the throat of Watney Jalesniak, 15 out from the Warriors line. He heads over the 20 to the 30, and he's taken there. Really good chase by Thompson, Frizzell and Crossland. 32 out from the Warriors goal line. Plays the ball to Boyd. Sends it away left to Tuivasa Sheck, and Roger is put to the ground there by Kai Pearce-Paul, 11 short of halfway, and Brayley. Harris Tavita works it right to Adam Pompey in centre field. He's scored by Crossland, Thompson and McEwen. 3 short of halfway, centre of the park, southern end. Egan, he goes right to Clark. Another strong leg-driven run, 8 metres in Newcastle territory. To his feet, plays the ball to Egan. Flat pass goes left, and the Warriors are only 30 out from the Newcastle line, trailing 12 points to 6, bring up the last tackle. Harris to beat to the left foot kick from 28 metres out. Pressure on Gagai comes, but he takes the catch. The chaser Halasima simply overran it, and the Knights have it 8 out from their own line, leading 12-6 after 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the second half.
Well, the only problem for me at the moment is the Newcastle Knights are letting the Warriors make a lot of metres come out of their own end, but they're diffusing the bomb nicely, and they're not doing too bad a job of getting the ball up the other end. They're just got to keep completing them sets and stay in this arm wrestle at the moment.
Fletcher Hunt, 15 out from his own line, plays it. It comes from the left edge, and the Knights, 22 out for their own line. Played now by Thompson to Brayley. Goes left to Cogger. He links up with support and a one-hander goes along the ground. Cogger goes back for it. 21 out from his own line. Quickly got it away right to Hastings, and the defence really laid off. Hastings made about 18 metres there before he met a defender. He'll play it on the last 12 short of halfway. Centre field to Brayley. Goes right for the Cogger kick. 38 out from his own line. Tuapiki or Tuivasa. Oh, Tuapiki just looked at Tuivasa Sheck and didn't compete for the ball, but he got a fortunate bounce. He's got it, and then beats the first chaser into Crossland. 28 out from his own line for the Warriors. 3 minutes 30 gone, second half, and it remains 12-6 Knights as Watney Jalesniak in centre field. He's taken to the ground by Brayley and Pearce-Paul. 32 out from his own line. Now they work it right to Kurt Capewell, and he scored 10 short of halfway. The Knights defence aiming up really nicely here. Dummy half Boyd. Centre field left he goes. And there's Tuivasa Sheck in the middle of the ruck. Gets over halfway with 3 on his back. He'll play it a metre or 2 into Knights territory. Last man off him, Frizzell. Egan, short ball left by Monga. Powers to the 40 and then flicked it along the turf. Picked up by Boyd, or scooped up. He goes right to Aaron Clark. Clark backs his way over the 40, or was that Neokore? It's Neokore. He's taken 34 out. Last play, and it comes from Egan. Away left to Tanner Boyd from 30 metres out. A kick that's in the air. Pompey coming through. Young the catch. Pompey the tackle. 5 out from the Newcastle line. Knights 12, Warriors 6. 4 minutes 30 gone, second half. Down to the touchline, Johnny Gibbs.
Well, I think they're making quite easy ground, the Warriors. It was not a bad defensive set by Newcastle, but then there was a good run by Neokore. But they have got to get the ball early and to the left, the Newcastle side.
Now they cross over their 20-metre line. It's Marju on the left edge. Scored 28 out from his own line. He'll play the ball 20 in from the eastern touchline to Brayley. Comes right to Crossland. Then on to Hastings. Plays out the back to Gagai. Dummies his way into Adam Pompey's got him ball and all. And Gagai, the ball comes free. He's lost it. Oh, he's ruling a penalty.
He wasn't even looking.
That's not a penalty. It's a penalty awarded to the Newcastle Knights. The penalty count now 4 each. Gee, I reckon live, that is very fortunate for the Knights. 11 short of halfway. Pompey was in there with Harris DeVito, who dropped off the tackle.
No,
he's not forward.
Yeah, I don't think it's a rate, but he's sort of fallen down. His arm's in it. Oh, yeah.
But how's it a penalty anyway?
They're raking it out, 2-on-1.
It was 1-on-1.
Was it 1-on-1?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Okay, Newcastle take the tap. They've got a 32 out for the Warriors line. Fletcher Hunt is scored, 15 in for the Western touchline. I'll have to ask Grant Atkins about that when we see him in the car park later, no doubt. Here's Frizzell. Bounces straight through Stower Smith and then throws a specky that goes through Brayley's hand backwards. Scooped up by Hastings, 30 out. Runs across field, turns it into Pierce Paul. He straightens it, accelerates. Great run. And he beat one tackle and really struggling in defence there was Tame Tupiki. 15 out the Knights. Here they go. Play that goes left crossland to Cogger. Then they link up with Gagai. Left foot step through Boyd. He's being held on to now. 10-11 out from the line by near Corey and Egan. 15 in from touch, southeast corner of the ground. Brayley tacks the short side himself. Caught 2 out for the goal line. 12-6 Newcastle. Firmly on the attack here. Here's a loopy-doo pass out of dummy half. Comes away centre field right to Gagai. Throws a high ball, but Pierce Paul's 11 feet tall, so he claimed it. Fends away from Harris DeVito like he wasn't there. Straightens into Stower Smith, and he's caught 11 out. Last tackle Knights. Comes to the right Hastings. Crossfield kick 11 out. Up goes Dom Young. Ball lost to fancy by the Warriors. Cleaned up by Hunt. 6 more tackles. Away to a stepping Gagai. Gagai close to the goal line. Caught 3 metres away. Ball's going to be played now for the Knights. 6 more tackles as it's played to Hunt. Goes left Hastings away to Frizzell. The Warriors look incredibly vulnerable here. Tackle 4 metres out. Listen to the crowd. Brayley spins the left Hastings. Short ball crossland. Defence there headed up by near Corey and Clark. 2 or 3, 2 metres out from the goal line. Now Jaden Brayley awaits. Slow play the ball. Short side left they go to Cogger. Short ball best. Well read by Watney Zelezniak, making the tackle 3 away from the goal line. Plays it now to Brayley. Open side right to Cogger. Drifts to his right. Cogger links up with Hastings. Bodies in motion to Gagai. A quick pass dropped by Hunt. Dived on by the Warriors. 28 out from their own line. That whole lot of play down there looked clunky from Newcastle. Now they're giving away a penalty. Hunt and Frizzell and Gagai lying on the tackle player and a valuable penalty to the Warriors. 29 out from their own line. 8 gone second half. Newcastle 12, Warriors 6.
Yeah, their skill looked horrible there, the Newcastle Knights. They've been looking really, really good in that first 40 minutes, but that one, that couple of sets down there then, just there was no flow. Everyone was, doing different things. They did make a right decision down that short edge with Brabham Best, but they're going to defend it every now and then. They just got to keep asking that question. Come back to the middle, go back to the left.
From the tap, Tuivasa-Sheck caught 39 away from the goal line. Played to Harris DeVita. Comes open side right and a very solid tackle by Kai Pierce-Paul. And that was a terrific tackle there on Laban, who's on the field. Jacob Laban. Now it's Vaimonga. He runs straight and hard into Brayley and Crossland.
Tackle 3. Tame, HIA, independent doctor.
Oh, geez, that was 2 sets ago, 3 sets ago when he got up off that tackle.
Yeah. So Tame Tupiki will go for an HIA, 9 into the second half. Touchline, Johnny Gibbs.
Yeah, that was a while ago, so it's taken him a fair while. I think he's saying it's his neck, not his head so much, but I'm pretty sure he'll be okay, but he'll have 15 minutes to be assessed. Oh, they have got their captain's challenge, haven't they, Andrew, the Warriors?
Yes.
There's twice. Well, I mean, we can be critical of frivolous ones. I reckon they're frivolous the other way. They should have challenged on 2 occasions. They would have won.
Play on. Tanner Stowers-Smith hits it up within 14 of the goal line. Tamaroo Martin comes on the field. Egan dummy half. Goes right now to Aaron Clark. He dummies and straightens. Caught only 3 metres out from the goal line. Warriors attacking down 12-6, but it's the last. Egan goes right to Vaimonga. Got straight through. 1 tackle. The of Jermaine McEwen, and he's over to score. He's a powerful young second rower. Dimitri Baiamonga over for his second try of the year. And with 9 minutes 15 gone in the second half, Newcastle 12, New Zealand Warriors 10, with a kick to come about 2 metres away from the post.
Yeah, too easy here for Baiamonga. But it just, again, it's the defence here of Cogger. He just comes up, he gets too far apart from his back rower, and he gets up, which gives Baiamonga a really good opportunity on the outside shoulder of the back row of the Newcastle Knights, and it's a real tough tackle, and it's a really nice run there, but the tackle that was missed was pretty soft there for the Newcastle Knights. But I feel like they're way off their attitude compared to the first half, the Newcastle side now. But great try there for the Warriors, and I think it's going to be 12 all in about 30 seconds, because I reckon he'll get this kick.
Yeah, I love watching Baiamonga play. He just strolled through Jermaine McEwen there. Touchline Gibbsy.
Yeah, just wrong-footed him. He was put off because of Jack Cogger coming out and missing his assignment, but beautiful work. Halasuma, Leka Halasuma and Dimitri Baiamonga, two young, impressive, strong back rowers.
So now the kick from Tanner Boyd, 13 metres out, 20 in from the eastern touchline to level the scores, even though the Knights have scored 3 tries to 2. Boyd, 1 from 1 in the first half, right foot kicker. He strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He's 2 out of 2. Newcastle 12, New Zealand Warriors 12 here at Hunter Stadium with 29 minutes and 22 seconds still to play. We update scores around the grounds in the Super Netball. The major semi-final, West Coast Fever 69, leading New South Wales Swifts 41. The biggest winning margin in Super Netball history is 34 from memory, when I think it was West Coast beating Queensland Firebirds 2 years ago. In the AFL, final quarter, Collingwood 62, leading Fremantle 53, and second quarter, Adelaide Crows leading the Gold Coast Suns 33 points to 2. Here's the kickoff, taking a metre out from the New Zealand Warriors goal line. It comes left to Stowers Smith, tackled 12 metres out from the Warriors line. So how does that try change the complex of the game? It comes to the left now for the Warriors. Hitting the ball up is Aaron Clark. Another strong run. She's been good. 25 out from his own line. He'll play the ball now to the dummy half Egan. Goes right to the try scorer Baiamonga. He's caught mid-quarter halfway, Warriors territory. Battles, plays it now to Egan. Goes left as the Warriors take it within a few metres of halfway through Jacob Laban. He plays the ball. And now they come to the right, Tuivasa-Sheck. Skipping a run into Hastings, flung to the ground. 8 metres in Knights territory, or was that the replacement was Tamari Martin. Kick now from Tanner Boyd on the last. End over end out to Dom Young. Make it look awkward, but facing the western touchline, he caught it. Confronted by wall of chasers, headed by Laban, Martin, and also Harris Tavita. 7 out from the Newcastle line. 11 minutes 30 gone second half. As onto the field comes Jacob Safidi and Matt Croker. Croker for the first time here for Newcastle. They're pinned 7 out from their own goal line here. Ball played by Fletcher Hunt. Short ball comes left, and a good, powerful, surging run up over the 20-metre line here for the Knights. And that's by Marju. Plays the ball to Brayley. Goes left to Kroger. Bang! Hitting a solid tackle. Gee, that was a good hit coming in there from the Warriors. As now it's Crossland up over the 40, taken by Clark and Stowers Smith, 8 short of halfway. Last tackle, Knights. Brayley goes right, Hastings the kick, and he drills a wobbly looking one down to the left wing of Tuivasa-Sheck. He takes it 12 out from his own line western side, through the pass right to Tomari Martin. He looks like he's gone into fullback, and he's scored 26 out from his own goal line by the chase of Piers Paul. Now comes right to Tuivasa-Sheck. Up the centre, wrapped up, 14 short of halfway. Newcastle 12, Warriors 12. 12 and a half gone second half. Harris Tavita dummy half. Goes right to Watney Zalesniak. He's tackled 8 metres short of halfway for the Warriors. Centre of the ground. Plays the ball to Egan. Short ball goes right this time. And it's Jackson Ford back on the field. He scored 2 metres in Newcastle territory. Dummy half Egan. To the right, Tanner Boyd runs at the line and offloads to Capewell, who's been very quiet tonight. Here he's put on his back. 34 out from the Knights line. 15 in from touch eastern side. Last tackle Warriors. Egan goes left to Boyd for the high kick from 34 metres out. And it's an awkward one for Young again, and bounces over the touch line or touching goal line. So in the end, that's a horrible result for Tanner Boyd. 20-metre tap for the Knights, 7 tackles set, 26 and a half to go. Knights 12, Warriors 12, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, it's a lucky bounce there for Newcastle because I know it was a tough one too for Dominic Young, but you've got to get to them on the full, even though they do get lucky, they get a 7 tackle set, because if that comes off the other point of the ball and goes straight back in field or into the in goal, there was 3 or 4 Warriors players lining up. So there's a lucky one there to the Newcastle Knights.
So now the Knights 10 short of halfway. They work it up to the halfway mark through McEwen. Taken by Harris, DeVita, Egan and Laban. Play quickly to Brayley. Takes off from dummy half. Got away from the offside. Harris, DeVita did well to avoid contact and therefore a set restart. And Brayley will play it 33 out for the Warriors goal line. It's played now to Hastings. Goes left. Croker to Cogger. Then away to Gagai. Great tackle down low by Tanner Boyd. 28 metres out. 15 in from the eastern touchline. Back to the right side it comes. Cogger to Crossland. Short ball to Jacob Safidi. And the defence comes across. Harris, DeVita was in there along with Laban and Stowers Smith. 19 out from the line on the last. Brayley goes right. Hastings looking for Young again, but the kick's a horrible one. Tap back by Hunt. Horrible is too shallow. Back to Cogger. Then away to Brayley. Long pass away to McEwen. Then he goes left to Bradman Best. Best fighting. Boyd's there. Pass back to Marju. Then he gets it back to Croker. Ford hits him and missed him. Comes right to Cogger to Gagai. Straight pass. A horrible tackle attempt to the defence. Flick pass. Back it comes Brayley. Over the top. Dived on by Monga. Touched by the Warriors. Scrum Newcastle. What about that play? 10 out for the Warriors line. Quarter of an hour gone, second half. 12 all the score. Touchline John Gibbs.
Well, this is the side with the worst attack, the worst completions. And have a look at this. It was like the Harlem Globetrotters. They're beating tackles. They're throwing the ball. I thought they were going to score. Then the ball was knocked down in desperation by the Warriors, and they'll get another opportunity.
Well, they've looked like the Washington Generals, who had their results all year, so now they're the Harlem Globetrotters. This has been way more entertaining than I expected coming here, Lou, I've got to say.
Yeah, I agree. It's actually been a pretty good, fun game to watch. There's been a lot of action, a lot of opportunities by both sides, and that was really good football there from the Newcastle Knights, but great scramble defence too from the Warriors to stop it.
Dom Young feeds the scrum, world's tallest halfback in history. And the ball comes back on the inside. It's a penalty against the Warriors inside the 10.
Take the 2 in.
Oh, no, they're going to have another scrum.
Oh, they can't take the 2.
Who's the captain? What are you doing?
No, you can't. It's not a differential penalty anymore, and it's just a late decision from Dane Gagai to take the 2 points.
How could that be a late decision? I just found that bizarre. Why were they walking back over to scrum and feed that?
Well, I don't know whether Grant Atkins just assumed they might take a repeat scrum, but then when he did ask Dane Gagai finally, he said it quite clearly, didn't he? We'll just take the 2.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that penalty, I'll be going 2.
Your fingers were up. I thought you were being mean to me. I'd rather it the other way around, the peace sign, Lou. 12 all, Knights and Warriors. And while Gagai has missed his only shot, Hastings done from 2. This one is 10 out just to the left of the post to reclaim the lead for the Newcastle Knights. We'll get to some texts in a moment too on 0467 920 222.
I'm writing this one in because you can't miss it from there.
Oh, I'll do it too.
It's impossible.
Red pen, it's in. Gagai 10 out next to the post. Fingers crossed. Yeah, he kicks it. He's got it. And it's now Newcastle back in front. Newcastle 14, the New Zealand Warriors 12, with 23 minutes still to play here at Hunter Stadium. On the text line 0467 920 222. Andrew Louis Jonty, Brett from Barrow. Not sure if you have access to any relevant stats to prove or disprove. I reckon goal kickers seem to be below average this season at all levels. Current game nights none from free. Appreciate hearing your thoughts. Love your work. You might be right. I don't have the stats available right here, Brett, but it might be worth an investigation to see if the stats are down. I think we see more bad days from really good goal kickers than I remember in the past, so you might well be onto something. There's now the Knights 10 out from their own line from the kick-off return, and Jacob Saifidi plays the ball. It goes left from Brayley to Marju, and he's caught 15 out from his own line. Newcastle head back in front 14-12 over the Warriors. Now a strong run on the left edge. Coming from McEwen. 25 out from his own line. Brayley takes off from dummy half into the mark of Boyd. Caught 15 short of halfway and 15 in from touch on the eastern side. James Fisher-Harris back out there for Newcastle, is he? Comes away now, centre field for the Knights. Spinning his way over the 40 is Croker. Played on the last, and it comes to the right. Hastings puts boot the ball. Travels down to Tamati Martin. He fields at 14 out from his own line. Did the splits and fell over. I would never have got up. Never ever would I have been able to get to my feet again had I done that. But Tamati Martin, obviously a young fit athlete, as he got the pass right to Tuivasa-Sheck. To the right it comes to Watney Lesniak. How are you doing the splits with those monstrosities of heavy legs you've got, Louis?
Yeah, I do them every week.
Okay, comes to the left.
I stretch at home with them.
Centre field now, the Warriors 10 metres short of halfway. I want to see one after the game. Now hitting the ball up, James Fisher-Harris. He gets to within a metre of halfway for the Warriors. 19 gone second half. 14-12 to Newcastle. Stowers-Smith spins out of one tackle. Now claimed 10 metres in Knights territory with Croker over the top. Played on the last. Comes right to Boyd. 39 metres out, you can hear that beautiful sound of boot on ball. Kicks it down to Gagai. He catches it 8 out from his own line and then gets straight away from near Corey and to Harris to beat it. He beat him and finally finished off by Fisher-Harris. 18 out from his own line. Played to Cocker. Goes right to Marju. Marches up to his own 30. I'll repeat it again. Gibbs, I reckon he's making a great fist of being back at fullback, Gagai.
Yeah, he had a very good game against Melbourne last week too. Here's Dom Young trying to get the ball on the outside to Pierce Paul, who won't be going anywhere. But he hadn't played fullback until last week since 2018, so he's doing a great job.
Here's Pierce Paul playing it 10 short of halfway. Comes left. Hastings away to a stepping Croker. And he's caught in the first instance there by Wade Egan. And Fisher-Harris 8 short of halfway. Brayley goes left to a strong running crossland. Got the pass out the back. Cogger. Quick hands from Gagai along the ground. Knocked on by Newcastle's Greg Marju. And then knocked on by Newcastle. That's all just a bit frantic from Newcastle. 20 minutes gone. 20 minutes left second half. Newcastle 14, New Zealand Warriors 12. Sunday afternoon Rugby League on ABC Sport.
I'll tell you what, they did a really good job here. Phoenix Crossland goes real deep in the line. I reckon if Cogger plays one-on-one there and gets on Tanner Boyd, I reckon that might have been a really good bit of metres eaten up. Quick play the ball, then would have had him down the short side again, but they went out the back and then Dane Gagai, he sees a bit of space, tries to get it over, but just can't get enough power on that pass. Hits the deck and has a poor pick up there from Marja. They've got to be good here though, the Knights. Even though they're in front by 2, they've got to keep their concentration levels in defence.
So now the Warriors win the scrum. It comes left to Tuivasa-Sheck. 5 metres in Knights territory. Play to Egan. Short side left to Jacob Laban. And he's caught 35 out from the Knights line and 10 in from the Western touchline by Pierce Paul and Crossland, who's done a mountain of work. Now Egan goes right away to Tanner Stowers-Smith. He popped the pass to Egan. 28 out. They continue going right side and then Warrior just trips and falls over 24 out from the line. Getting to his feet now to play this Harris to beat it. Comes right to Boyd. Short ball on to support 12 metres away. The New Zealand Warriors through Maranta near Corey. Egan goes left to Fisher-Harris. Fisher-Harris, strong run. Caught only 2 out for the Newcastle line. Last tackle, Warriors down by 2. Egan spins it left to Boyd. Boyd puts in a stab kick. Gagai comes across in goal. Can he back in the field of play? No, Tanner Boyd, great chase of his own kick. Knocks him in goal. Goal line drop out, Newcastle. 18 minutes, 30 to go. Newcastle 14, New Zealand Warriors 12.
That was good work there from Dan Gagai. He's at marker. They go one way, he comes back the other. He has to really get on the bike there, gets across nicely, picks the ball up and saves a try there for the Newcastle Knights. So really good positioning there from Dan Gagai.
Gideon says we shouldn't be surprised if Newcastle win. They usually win when you least expect them to. Is Wade Egan's ankle okay after the hit drop in the first half? Yeah, he looks fine. Short line drop out is out in the full. Out on the full. Contestable, says Grant Atkins. Gee, you might have had to have been as tall as Joel Garner. But it's going to be a play the ball instead of a penalty. 10 metres out from the goal line. 10 metres in from the Western touchline. It's played to Egan for the Warriors. Down 14-12.
How could it be contestable if it's gone out?
I don't know. It nearly ended up in John Gibbs' lap. 8 metres away. The ball's going to be played to Egan in front of the post. Fritz left. Gives it away to Tanner Boyd. Links up with Harris Tabita. Oh, gee, if he passed, he might have got a try to Tuivasa-Sheck. Instead, Harris Tabita, with poor play, gets bundled over the touchline. I tell you what it was, John Gibbs, a great tackle by Fletcher Hunt.
It was a beauty, Andrew, and Chanel Harris Tabita's been scoring a few tries lately, so maybe his confidence levels are high. Just by the way, with your reference to Joel Garner, Dominic Young, who was on that sideline, is about as tall as Joel Garner, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, you can compare him favourably to Big Bird, that's for sure. As from the restart now, it's Marju. Tackled 15 out from the Newcastle line. Gagai limping in back play. He looks cobbled. Down left edge now to Jermaine McEwen. He scored 24 out from his own line. 16 and a half minutes to go. And it remains 14-12 to the Newcastle Knights. They've got it just inside their 30-metre line. That's where Leo Thompson's put to the ground. Ball played. Brayley goes to his right. Backing his way into the defence is Croker. He's caught 13 short of halfway by Egan and Fisher-Harris. Played to Brayley. Short ball left to Crossland. Bang! That's a big solid hit by Jackson Ford. 2 short of halfway. Last tackle Newcastle. Comes left to Cogger from the halfway paint. Kick down to Tamati Martin. He catches a 22 out from his own line and then he's rocked back by Bradman Best. He'll play at 18 out from his own line, does so to Boyd. Goes left to Watney Zalesniak, who's had no real impact here so far today. And he stands in the tackle, pushed back a little, in fact, back beyond the 20. I had the referee called held about 5 minutes ago.
Isn't it funny, though? He caught held, but if he goes back into in goal doing the same thing, it's a penalty.
Well, normally you see them call back.
Yeah.
About 10 metres. Anyway, Warriors 23 out from their own line. Just add that to the list to ask Joey Atkins about in the car park. They're now outside their 30. Tamari Martin plays the ball. Egan takes off from dummy. Half great run. Gets to halfway. Last tackle Warriors. They're down 14-12. 15 and a half left. And it's Tanner Boyd with a kick from halfway on the last. Down to the wing of Greg Marju. Drops back. Catches it. 5 out from his own line. Confronted by the chase and put to the ground. In there was Pompey and also Watney Zalesniak. And one other defender there coming through for the New Zealand Warriors. They're now just outside the 20, the Newcastle Knights. Fisher, Harrison, Ford involved in the tackle. Ball played. Comes centre field right. Gagai. And he still beat a tackle, even though he's hobbling out there. He's finally caught by Egan. 27 out from his own line and almost reluctantly and slowly plays the footy. It comes centre field left. That's Thomas Cant on the field for the first time. He's scored 34 out from his own line. Plays the ball Brayley. He goes left to Cogger. Out the back to Best. Best put the fend on, but Pompey's there with the tackle and they fling him back. 4 metres in Newcastle territory. 10 in from the eastern touchline. On the last, the ball played and it goes right. The kick from Cogger. It's very high. Running into it. Tamari Martin, he took it down on bended knee. Heads up over the 30. Then spots half a gap, but he's shot down about 12 short of halfway by Fletcher Hunt. He plays the ball to Egan. Goes left to Tuivasa Sheck. He's run a lot cross field today and he's easily picked off here. Now 4 short of halfway. Aaron Clark back on the field for Tanner Stowers-Smith for the Warriors. With 14 minutes to go. Watney Zalesniak. He's taken, it's quite gripping this Louis. 2 metres into Newcastle territory. He walks off the mark. Doesn't know whether to go back forward or into row 3 in the grandstand. Plays it anyway and it's Aaron Clark now. He's met in centre field. Really good Knights defence. 39 out from their own goal line. Played to Wigan. Spins it away left. Through hands. Harris to Beta. Got the pass away to LeBan. Put to the ground. 28 out by Hastings. Slowly played. Comes right to Harris to Beta. Crossfield kick. And it literally goes sideways for Watney Zalesniak. He again can't make the catch. And it's a knock on by him. He's just not been unable to catch anything, Dallin Watney Zalesniak. Knock on. Warriors ball with a changeover. 11 out for the Newcastle will get the ball. 11 out from their own line. 13 minutes 15 to go. And
they got it in.
Time off here, says the referee for a challenge.
Okay, tackle 6, Buck. You got a knock on from the Warriors. They're challenging that he's tackled high in the process.
Oh, okay. I was only watching his hands. Clearly, he knocked it on. But was he met in the air? That is the question, Luke Lewis.
I got no idea. I was watching you. I definitely thought it was a knock on.
You're watching me?
I mean, watching. I'm with you.
Dallin knocks the ball on. However, after he does that, there's high contact, which is a penalty. The captain's challenge will be successful.
Oh, there you go.
Just got to.
I was going to say, imagine they haven't had any challenges. They would have won 2 of them. They got that one wrong.
Yeah, it's Cogger. Gibbsy Dean to a slip around the chin. Penalty Warriors 10 out from the Knights line and 19 in from the eastern touchline.
Yeah, not particularly malicious. They're going to take the opportunity to level the game up with 13 minutes to go. Incidentally, he's been on the field for a couple of minutes now, but Tane Tuapiki passed his head injury assessment as we thought they would. Tanner Boyd is a sharp shooter. He's on a streak of 5, Andrew.
Oh, Gibbsy.
1-0.
Hey, Gibbsy, I've got breaking news too.
Yes.
From a listener. Dom Young, 6'7". Big Bird Garner, 6'8".
Well, there you go. And both are West Indian descent.
Indeed. You're all over it, Jonty.
Yeah, Jonty.
So Tanner Boyd now with the Gibbsy mock on his shoulders.
No slack.
16 out, 15 in from the eastern touchline. I don't understand why Gibbsy simply hates goal kickers.
He literally hates them. Every time they go on a little run, I was just thinking, imagine having one goal kicker 1 year just going like it. You never missed a goal all year. Gibbsy brings it up, he'll miss it.
Gibbsy's done that. He's done that to them all. Here's Tanner Boyd. Can he just knock that monkey off his back? The monkey known as Jonty. Here comes Boyd with the right boot. He strikes and likes it, kicks the goal. The mock does not succeed. Boyd 3 from 3. We're locked up at 14 here at Hunter Stadium. Newcastle 14, New Zealand Warriors 14. 12 minutes to go. So, gee, we've seen some thrillers to end round 20, haven't we? Last night with Canterbury Dragons, Storm v Manly. Leichhardt today, crowd here, by the way, 21,117. 21,117. And then today, West Tigers and Gold Coast with an 80th minute Adam Dewey field goal, giving West a 21-20 win over the Gold Coast, and probably very close to securing a non-wooden spoon this year. Now from the kickoff, the Warriors 12 metres out for their own goal line. Jackson Ford plays it. And it comes away left edge to James Fisher-Harris. The captain's caught 21 out from his own line. Plays the ball now to Egan. He sends the ball centre field right. Aaron Clark, good run again up over the 30. Caught 12 short of halfway. 11 minutes to go. And it's 14 all. Now left side to Laban. And he's shoved backwards 7 short of halfway. 4 tackles burnt for the Warriors. Egan goes right. A deep set Tanner Boyd looking for a 40-20. He drills it and it comes off the legs. Gagai, who now has heavy strapping around his left quad. He trapped it, nearly fell over himself, but he did the most important thing, and that is recover the footy as he's taken 13 out from his own goal line. Change here for Newcastle. Tyson Gamble comes onto the field for the Knights for the first time, as Newcastle have it 15 out for their own goal line. 14 all. Hope you're enjoying it like we are. Luke Lewis is with John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore here on ABC Sport. Hastings dummy half. Goes right to the 6'7" Dom Young, and he's tackled. 17 out from his own line. Plays the ball to Hastings. Short ball comes right to Leo Thompson. He's wrapped up 25 out from his own line. Laban joined the tackle of Harris, DeVita and Fisher-Harris. Now played to Hastings. He sends it left. And now the tackle made on Croker just outside the Knights 30. Hastings on the last. Goes right. Gamble the kick, having just come on the field. Dropping back Watney Gillesniak. He has the catch. 25 out from his own line. Heads over the 30. And he scored 12 metres short of halfway. 10 to go, Louis. 14 all. Knights Warriors.
Yeah, well, they're in a bit of an arm wrestle now. It's just going to be who makes the error at the wrong part of the field or gives away a penalty at the wrong part of the field. That's what I feel like it's going to come down to. So both sides just getting through their sets. They're taking their medicine at the moment, but it is going to happen very shortly.
Now right up the middle goes the New Zealand Warriors. 10 metres into Knights territory through Tuivasa-Sheck. He's told to go back and play it.
I thought it was there, please.
What?
I thought that was going to be the error or the penalty.
Yeah, no, it's neither. See, sometimes you can be pleasantly surprised, Luke. Comes right to Jackson Ford, tackled 32 out, a bit like Gibbsy when he checks his bag when he gets up. Ball played to Egan. Just kidding, Jonty Louis done nothing. As Egan's caught, 20 out from the Newcastle line. 14 all to score. The ball played, it comes to the left. Tanner Boyd, crossfield kick. Tuivasa-Sheck against Young. Up goes Bing Dalton with a catch. But then a metre out from his own line, he's knocked straight into the in-goal area by Tuivasa-Sheck. Goal line drop out Newcastle. 9 minutes to go. 14 all the score. Gibbsy, you're right down there with the players. Who's got more juice left in the tank?
I think the Warriors are coming home stronger, Andrew, because they've had that bug Newcastle. They've caught them up. Tyson Gamble, he's out there. Jackson Hastings into the hooking position, into the halves. Gamble. There's a kick-off. It's an in-betweener.
Yeah, it's an in-betweener, not a great one. Taken by Harris, DeVita, and he scored 20 out for the Knights line.
That's more of a non-contester.
That was a non-contester, 100%. Ball played now to Egan. He sends it right. Laban on the surge. Taken down low by Gamble. 2 defenders over the top, including Thomas Cant, 11 away. Now Field goal. Tanner Boyd, 22 out, right in front. Snap, it's horrible. And it's over the dead ball line. It was after tackle 2. That was absolute. 14 all, 7 tackles set for Newcastle.
Yeah, it's a great setup because no one was expecting to go and put pressure on, but the execution was absolutely dreadful. If you're going to take it there on play too in that position, you need to make sure you nail it.
And you know I don't exaggerate, Louis, but he missed that by 11 kilometres. Here's Newcastle 25 out from their own line. 7.5 left. 14 all, Hastings dummy half. Goes right to Pierce Paul, and he's caught 33 out from his own line and 19 in from the western touchline. Play to Hastings. Goes left Cant. Gets it away Thompson. Then to Cogger to Gagai to Best. Bradman Best taken. Good tackle coming across there by Watney Zelezniak. 5 short of halfway. Played to Gagai. Comes open side right. Cogger to Cant. Then to Gamble. Gamble accelerates. Cut down. Just short of halfway on play 4. Plays it one-handed pick up by Hastings. Short ball goes left to support. Newcastle 1 tackle left 34 metres out. Hastings goes right. Gamble sends it skywards from 32 metres out. Down to Tamani Martin with a catch. 12 out from his own line. The crowd booing the tackle by Fisher Harris on the kicker, but Fisher Harris then put on a clinic about how to do it. He went in, he wrapped his arms around him and almost escorted the kicker to the ground. So no reason for a penalty there. Tane Tuapigi back on the field now for the Warriors, who spread it to the right from Boyd away to Pompey, and he backs his way 23 out from his own line. 6 minutes 30 to go. 14 all. Comes left to Watney Zelezniak on his 30. Plays the ball to Egan. Goes away left now to Monga. Fisher Harris back on the inside. The tackle made 10 metres short of halfway. In there for the Knights was Pierce Paul, and also in there was Fletcher Hunt. Now the kick downfield by Boyd. Straight down the throat of Marju. Heads up over his 20. Gets to the 30 into Adam Pompey, and also coming across was Halasima. 12 short of halfway. Field advantage Knights. 6 minutes left. 14 all the score. Newcastle with the ball through Best. Edges his way right towards centre field, Lou, and he'll play at 9 short of halfway.
Yeah, you can feel that intensity starting to get right up there at the moment. The crowd are starting to get back into this game behind the Knights at the moment. There's 5.5 minutes left on the clock. Can they get upfield and get into position for a field goal early?
Hastings goes right. Cant away. Gamble Gagai. Then a cut-out pass shot. He's over the 40. Gets away from Tamani Martin. Easily taken by Harris to beat a 38 metres out. 2 in from the western touchline. 2 tackles left. Played to Hunt. Goes left to Gamble. Got the pass away. Flicked by Thompson to Cant. Bends away from Vaimonga. Now caught centre of the park. 33 out. No one was particularly set for a field goal, although goes right to Cogger. He says it over deep from 35 out. He strikes it. And what's happened? He's kicked it. It took the pigeon pull off the crossbar. It went and then bounced over. 5 minutes left. Cogger the field goal. Newcastle 15, Warriors 14. It just made it, Luke Lewis.
I tell you what, it's a great strike there by Jack Cogger. There was nothing going on. No one set up for it. And the Warriors didn't want to go and put any type of pressure on the kicker. So Cogger just goes, you know what, I have a crack. He gets it. I reckon it dead set it must have scraped the crossbar. But he goes a short kick off here from the Warriors.
Touchline, John Gibbs. I'll just wait for this short kick off here.
They're going long.
Tanner Boyd. All right, go down to you now, Johnny.
Well, 3 field goals.
Tanner Boyd, fair dinkum. This bloke missed a field goal from right in front, set it miles to the right, and now he sends the kick off over the dead ball line on the full penalty to Newcastle. The fact that Luke Metcalf is being missed can't be overstated. Down to you, sorry, Giddy.
Well, that's true, Andrew. I've got to say that the game management of the Warriors was terrible. Why would they be shooting for field goal on the second tackle with 8 minutes to go? They had Newcastle done and dusted. The reason they were able to get up the other end of the field was because of a missed field goal by Tanner Boyd. They shouldn't be going that far out. It was ridiculous. Still another twist in the tail here, I reckon.
Well, the Knights find the touchline. Gibbsy, 39 out from the Warriors line. Tat taken, and the ball is hit up by a McEwen within 31 of the line around the grounds. AFL final quarter, and Collingwood trailing Fremantle 78-77, while the Crows lead Gold Coast 53-3. And what was that full-time score in the netball? West Coast 77 beat the Swifts 45. Fever into the final, the grand final. Swifts to play Melbourne Vixens next week in the preliminary final. Knights 20 away. Hastings dummy half goes left to Gamble to Cogger. Cogger links up with Gagai, spins in the tackle. Going to be taken by Pompey and Baumonga. And he'll play it 17 out from the goal line. 15-14 the Knights. They go short side left. Away to Jermaine McEwen, but he's nailed 9 metres out from the goal line by Jackson Ford. Back open side right, they come to Cogger. Cheeking run, beats one tackle, and now he's held up 2 out. He beat Alasima, and that's the last changeover. Warriors get it, but only 3 out for their own line with 2 minutes 40 to go. Knights 15, Warriors 14.
Well, they're going to be squeaky clean here, the Knights. They can't afford a penalty here, coming out of their own end and gift the Warriors an opportunity. Good defence, good driving defence, pushing the Warriors right back towards their try line. But, big steady in defence here from the Knights.
Well, you don't often say this about Newcastle, but their halves game management is putting the Warriors halves to shame. They've been terrific here when it counts. Egan goes right to Fisher Harris, but the Warriors on play 3, only 19 out from their own line, trailing by a point. Comes right to Baumonga. Short pass away to Ford. Needs to link up, does with Boyd, but he's nailed straight away. 8 short of halfway by Cant. Plays the ball to Egan, 2 tackles left. Egan dummies, sends a pass away to Baumonga, crosses into the Newcastle territory. Got a wrap-around ball to Egan, that looked very flat-footed. Then left to Martin, he's going to be tackled. No, he got the pass back on the inside to Harris Tabita. And did he get a high one? No, around the chest. Gee, that's a big call, 34 out. Played to Egan. Tanner Boyd from 44 out. I give him as much chance as me knocking that over from 40 out with my head. And it went along the ground. It took out 47,000 worms and over the dead ball line. That is horrible play from the Warriors halfback. And the Knights will get the footy. And they'll get a restart 20 out from their own line with 1 minute 40 to go.
There's a challenge here.
Which one, mate? On your kick. Okay.
So he's claiming,
captain's challenge.
he's claiming a Luke Brooks.
Okay, we're going to miss field goal.
Clutching.
They're claiming that there's foul play on the kicker.
There is 100 seconds to go. Newcastle 15, Warriors 14.
I didn't see any contact with his legs at all. Then he walked off.
So it might just be they're throwing it.
Yeah, but you know what? The markers, they're looking at the markers aren't square either.
Well, the markers are all over the place.
Just looking at Jackson Hastings here at marker, he's not square.
Oh, dear. This is going to be a penalty to the Warriors, 32 metres out. Near enough right in front. Went back to
He's
Tanner
now the
Boyd.
lead chaser who puts pressure on the kicker. This is a penalty. The captain's challenge is successful.
Wow! Second night in a row, late drama. Penalty, Warriors in goal kicking range. Down to you, John Gibbs.
Unbelievable. So Tanner Boyd will have the opportunity to win the game for the Warriors. He kicked terribly. I'd say his confidence is a little bit rattled now. If there was contact with the leg, the kick would have been 10 metres out right in front. Does he touch his leg?
No. He doesn't touch his leg at all.
Okay, well then he gets the penalty. I'm just saying, Louis, if he had, it would have been right in front, 10 metres out.
Yes, because otherwise it would be where the ball landed, right?
Correct.
But instead, it's where the markers were. It's 34 out and right in front. 1 minute 40 to go.
That was a dead set, a free throw at the stumps. You go, I'm going to have a crack here.
Good luck,
Just got to have a crack here, see, hopefully someone's offside or...
You know what they did? They went to the tuck shop and they just had, have everything with sauce, please.
Well, you know he's got the distance. He just kicked the ball from 50 dead and went over. So
yeah, but it wouldn't have gone over the crossbar.
So
he might be better with a kicking tee. So Tanner Boyd, what a great way. It's a sport of redemption, isn't it, at times? And he's got the chance right here, 34 metres out in front. And he can't argue that penalty, Louis. You spotted it straight away with the first replay.
Well, I knew they didn't touch it. He didn't get his leg touched because I was watching that. I was thinking there was nothing there. He's clutching at something, and then as soon as you watch it go down, you can see that the markers weren't square. They're always going to go back to it.
Here's Tanner Boyd, 34 out, right in front. Clock ticking, 61 seconds to go here at Hunter Stadium. Potentially for the win. Tanner Boyd with a right boot. He strikes it. He misses. He is fair dinkum, having one of the worst last 20 minutes of a game I've ever seen from any human. Misses it from in front. And it's going to be a 20-metre tap, 7 tackle set for Newcastle. Game, set, Bingo, they're going to win. They should have been beaten, but the Knights will take it.
20-metre line dropout. He kicked it.
I kicked it down. Oh, no, but I've said it. Did I get the whole
he
phrase
didn't get it all
out?
out. He didn't get save, set, no, and he didn't.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
No, they
Let's
can't
go to the
win it.
tapes.
Here's the line dropout from Cogger. 43 seconds to go. They let it bounce, the Warriors. Fair dinkum, they're playing with the IQ of soup. Comes left to James Fisher-Harris, and he's scored 10 short of halfway. 20 in from the western touchline, 31 seconds to go. Egan takes off from dummy half. No penalty, says the referees. He's scored by McEwen. 2 metres in Knights territory. Pierce Paul was there as well with Kroger. Now two of us. Shek wastes one up the middle. He's 40 metres out. 18 seconds to go. Egan goes left to Fisher-Harris. Smash down, 31 out. 12 seconds left. It's now or never. It's Tanner Boyd again. 42 out. Snaps it straight into the Newcastle Knights. Picked up though by Halasima over the 20. Beats Gagai. He's close. He slides over. He scores. Somebody stop me. Halasima wins it for the Warriors. Tanner Boyd smiles and goes, oh my, I can't believe it. Warriors have won it. 18-15 over Newcastle. Louis, explain how that happened.
I can't believe it. I never get out of my seat for anything, but that is phenomenal. I never thought he's going to get anywhere near his field goal here, Tanner Boyd. He gets charged down. Every Newcastle Knights player was in desperation there to get up and put that pressure on. The ball bounces down and ends up in Halasiman's hands. But, oh, hang on, is he offside? Oh, no, he gets back behind Tanner Boyd as well. And he picks the ball up and he just... It is ridiculous. He made Dane Gagai go touch and gets the ball down and scores a try. That is brilliant work.
John Gibbs, what about this?
This is incredible. What about Tanner Boyd? He can thank Lecker Halasima. He did a similar thing against the Tigers, remember, out of Campbelltown. That is just a magnificent try, and he has scored a try in now 5 of his last 6 matches. And he is a freak of a play. Him and Dimitri Vaimonga, what a win. I said there was a twist of the tail. I didn't think it'd be this long.
But I'll tell you what, that many twists, the tail would have fallen off, surely.
What an important window for the Warriors.
I bet you Tanner Boyd kicks this too. 15 in from the eastern touchline. An incredible win for the Warriors. They lead 18-15. Kick to come. It was funny when they showed a replay. Knights fans were cheering because they thought double movement. To the ball, he did hit the ground first, but he just slid over. And the Warriors started cheering, saying that proves it's a try. Here's Tanner Boyd. All forgiven, Tanner. What a finish. I love this sport, Louis. It continues just to excite the hell out of you. Here's Boyd. He strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. There you go. And the Warriors have beaten Newcastle 20-15. Incredible scenes here at Hunter Stadium. My heart's bleeding for Newcastle fans and their club. But the Warriors have found a way. The game does go 80 minutes, Louis, and the Warriors took it down to the last.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It is a great game, isn't it? It's never over. It's dead set, never over. It did not look like the Warriors are ever going to get that chance to score those points at the end and get the win.
It took a charge down field goal.
A charge down in absolute individual brilliance, speed, footwork, evasion, everything you can think of in one play. It was unbelievable there from Halasima to get that ball down. He made Dane Gagai. Don't forget, he's played for Australia and State of Origin and absolutely dominated. He made him look like a little kid the way that he just carried that ball. That was a brilliant try. Great finish there from the Warriors, and you can't be your best all the time, and they got away with a win in a real tight one there.
There's a lot of conjecture on the text line too as whether I got it out.
Oh, did you?
Bingo. Well, I don't know. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've got to be excited.
Oh, sorry, Maury. You said the whole thing. That's officially your third incorrect GSP. Well, if it's coming from you, Luca, I can't think of a better source. I'll wear it on the chin. I'll wear it on the chin. I should have remembered it was a 20-metre dropout instead of a Newcastle ball. What a game. What a finish. New Zealand Warriors beat Newcastle by 20 points to 15 here at Hunter Stadium before a crowd of 21,117. And I hope many stay on because there's an NRL Rugby game to come between Newcastle and the Warriors kicking off at 6:15. But there's a lot leaving remarkably disappointed because Newcastle, for a good part of that game, Louis, were the better team. And we'll have time to dissect it. Chanel Harris-Tavita, the Warriors 5'8", is down there with John Gibbs.
Well, Chanel, like most people here, shaking their heads. That was certainly a get out of jail one.
Yeah, we Newcastle, they're playing really tough at the moment. We knew that if we focused on the long game, we were confident that we'd get the result, and we left it until the last 3 seconds, and a bit of liquor magic got us home in the end.
Well, what were you thinking when Tanner had an opportunity with that goal kick in front? You thought you were going to get out of jail then there was a charge down. Liquor, he's done it a couple of times, I've got to say. He did it against the West Tigers too in the last minute.
Yeah, there's not many players in the game that can do that. He's only 19 years old, which is can't really believe it. So hats off to Lecker, but I thought, our middles were outstanding, got us back into the game in the second half, and happy to get the result.
It was a very important game, wasn't it, staying the forward, because it's so tight. So this is one you would expect to win. They had a lot of illness. You jumped out to a lead. They came to get you. It was just to and fro.
When there's lots of noise about winning and going into games that you should win, you just got to focus on the group and improving each week. And I thought we attacked the week really well. We had a couple setbacks, but everyone was just focused on the next job, and just really proud of the boys tonight.
Well played. You get an opportunity against the Titans back at home next week. Another sellout probably?
Yeah. That at home, eh? So it should be good.
Guarantee it.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Chanel Harris-Tavita sounds about as stunned as we are. Warriors 20, Newcastle 15 here at Hunter Stadium. And we'll get more on-field reaction. We'll get Louis' ABC Player of the Year points. And between now and 6:30, we'll wrap up the weekend, what the table looks like 20 rounds into the season with 7 rounds to play. And we'll tell you what happened in the NRLW this weekend, what next weekend looks like, and we'll get the wow moment of the weekend from the three of us. And, Ned Hall's listened to the tape. Confirmation, I've stuffed it up. The GSB. Thanks for trying to save me, though, Louis. But I'm not to be saved. I've got to wear it.
I was trying to look after you.
I know, mate, and I appreciate it, but I've got to cop it on the chin.
So I don't think I knew you didn't realise when you said it, you thought that Newcastle were getting the ball.
Oh, yeah, but that's my bad. I tell you what, who's anything but bad. What a buy he's been, Aaron Clark. He had another whale of a game today, and he's with you, Gibbsy.
Yeah, he is. Aaron Clark has had an unbelievable season. One of the buys of the year, and he just said, holy liquor. Well, it was incredible, that one. That was pretty amazing. You must have given up the ghost on that one, Aaron.
Mate, like, this young man is built for those moments. You've seen it week in, week out. That Tigers game where you just, pulled something out of the bag, and then just credit to him, mate. He's a student of the game and always willing to learn. He's my roomie, so I'll take a lot of that. I'll take that on for me. So
you'll take the credit.
I told him that.
Now, you must be pleased the way things have gone. Your major debut for the Warriors, of course, you spent a lot of time at the Gold Coast. We know you're almost going to give it away. You're back. This is your best season.
Yeah. I think, like I always say, mate, you go somewhere where you're valued, get the best out of you, and then I get to go to training. My wife holds it down at home and makes my job easier, so pretty grateful for everyone that's helped me out along the way.
I'm not sure whether you're aware, but you know the Titans got beaten today in the last 13 seconds by a point, by a field goal. It was a bit similar to this game, out of jail.
No way. But we all go through soft spots, and they got a good core group of boys there that'll pull them out of that, and I hope they do. We got them next week, so it's exciting for me. I get to play my old team again and catch up with a few of my close mates from there.
Yeah, Aaron, what's the feeling like with Andrew Webster? You've had an old fox like Des Hasler. Now you've gone to Andrew Webster, who's part of the new breed. Do you notice a big difference?
Yeah, I do. But, I take what I need from each coach, and I'm just so glad I get to learn under Webby. He's been under some great coaches, and you can tell he's adding in his little spices here and there, and I'm benefiting from it because I'm enjoying my footy the best I've ever had. So, yeah, pretty grateful.
And what's really impressive about the Warriors, I think, what is something that they haven't been able to deal with in previous seasons, is winning away from home. You've now won 6 consecutive in New South Wales. That is a franchise record going back to 95. That's impressive.
It just comes back to that connection, I think, mate. I've never been in a team environment where our teammates are so close, call each other brothers, and when like these moments when it gets tough, you dig deep for your brothers, and we pull that off. And we've done it quite a few times, and it just shows like it's not a fluke. Like we're always in the game, we're always pushing for each other. So yeah, just enjoying every moment.
Well, nice talking to you on ABC Sport, and you're having a great year. Keep it going, Aaron.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks, mate.
Aaron Clark speaking there with John Gibbs. We'll try and get one more quickie before the players get booted off for the NRLW game. Oh, I've heard from our mate, the Hind Doggy Dog, CW Hyington, Chris Hyington. You definitely said game, set, bingo with a smiley face. Yeah, no, I'm wearing it. Thank you, Hind Dog. Nice to hear from you, mate. And no wonder you're in a good mood with your West Tigers winning today in similar fashion, an 80th minute victory. Let's get reaction from the Newcastle Knights camp with you, Gibbsy, now.
Yeah, Jaden Brayley, and he's devastated as you would expect. They came up with a good effort there, having a chat with his ex-Cronulla teammate, Kirk Capel. Jaden, I don't know how to put that into words. It was pretty amazing. That's soul-destroying.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. It's I don't know, especially the way we had a lot of adversity this week, and also everyone knows with everyone getting crook, everyone playing through it, and thought we played a great game of footy. Couples. Yeah, it was just, mate, I don't know what to say. Yeah,
there's so many ironies in that game because, and the major irony is that goal kicking has lost it for you in a way. You don't want to blame goal kickers, yet goal kicking sort of, for them, almost lost it. Then a charge down and then Leka Halasima. I mean, it must have been disbelief, as you say.
Yeah, it wasn't our goal kicking us. We had the game there. It's just, I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a real tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, just on the illness, so there was a gastric bug that went through the team, and a lot of those players that played today were still affected. So it was a gutsy effort. You've got to put it in perspective. It was an effort you should be proud of.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been in bed since Friday. I just come out of isolation this morning for the missus, but yeah, like I said, like 11 of the boys was crook, and yeah, it's just it's not one that got away. It's just it's heartbreaking. Yeah,
go and rest up. You got the Raiders next week, so it doesn't get any easier.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, Jaden Brayley speaking with John Gibbs, and Gibbsy will join us back upstairs now for the post-game show here at Hunter Stadium. The Warriors 20, Newcastle 15. For the Warriors, tries to Adam Pompey in the 8th minute, to Dominic Vaimonga in the 50th minute, Leka Halasima the match winner in the 80th minute, Tanner Boyd 4 goals from 5 attempts and about 3 missed field goals, but he got there in the end. In the 40th minute, Tanner Stowers-Smith on report for a high tackle, 2 successful challenges, 3 restarts for Newcastle. 15 points to try to Fletcher Hunt in the 22nd minute, Dane Gagai in the 37th and Greg Marju in the 31st minute, Jackson Hastings none from 2, Dane Gagai 1 from 2 and a Jack Cogger field goal in the 75th minute. Phoenix Crossland and report in the 12th minute for a hip drop, 1 restart, 1 unsuccessful challenge. Penalties finished 6 apiece, and in the end the Warriors win 20-15. Both games today going to the 80th minute. How good. I mean, you know, obviously devastating for Gold Coast fans and Newcastle fans, but thoroughly exciting from our perspective anyway. What about your ABC Player of the Year points, Luke Lewis?
Yeah, I went the Warriors for 3 points, which was Aaron Clark. I thought he was great. He just kept turning up, some really strong carries, great defence in the middle of the field, good leadership. I thought he was awesome. I went Halasima for 2. He was sort of penciled in for a 2 or a 1, but with that last try and the way that he did it was absolutely phenomenal.
It was amazing. And again, the kid's 19.
19 years old, comes up with that was what, 40 metres, I reckon, close to picking that ball up and running through, and the footwork at the end.
Well, the field goal was taken from outside the 40, wasn't it, by Tanner Boyd? Charged down, ball went back, Halasima.
So there you go, it was 40 plus. It was beautiful, the speed he's shown, footwork, gets down low, scores that try, holds the ball. It was a brilliant try. So he gets my 2.
I did love too that Aaron Clark, because that room together, is claiming his
game, yeah, which is awesome. But they both of them get some points, which is good. And Dane Gagai for Newcastle, thought he was really good at fullback. He tried hard, except for that last tackle, but again, out on his feet, everything's in sort of, shock. Does he hedge his bets that he didn't get that tackle right, but besides that, he was really good.
So 3 points, Aaron Clark. 2 points, Leka Halasima. 1 point, Newcastle's Dane Gagai. New Zealand Warriors 20, Newcastle 15. On the text line 0467 920 222. Chin up, Maurice. Better make a mistake at this time of the season and learn from it rather than do it on grand final day. Just take it one game at a time and move on to next week. Thank you, Mark. Brian from Tweed, you're entitled to one challenge, so don't wear it, Andrew. David from Randwick says, what a great sideline interview between Gibbsy and Aaron Clark. I've got to say, David, and thank you for that text. I agree with you 100%. I've got to say, I think Gibbsy, who's been in this industry for 40 years, I can't remember him doing more gripping interviews than this year. Some he's done with Daly Cherry Evans after he announced he was leaving Manly, with Nathan Cleary straight after Origin 3. They're some of the most gripping on-field interviews I've ever heard. And they give it to Gibbsy because they trust him, and they've known him for a long period of time. So I'm glad you pointed that out, David, because I think you're 100% right. And also, 66, click, the game's not done, Andrew, you twit. Just kidding, love your work, team, from Yakatopi. What an absolute privilege to hear the GSB go into reverse. Thanks, Grandstand, from Peter at Queanbeyan. Really struggling to understand Andrew Webster's use of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Surely he plays fullback next week. It's a better team with him in the back. Nick, we've thought that often in the last 2 years, but it's just not going to happen. He likes playing him in the wing or centre. Ryan in Brisbane, God, Gibbsy's good at interviews. Love him and all of you. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, like we just said, Gibbsy's interviews this year have been unreal. They're the best there is. Game set, Halasima, says Michael in Victoria. The review process needs refinement. The review must not only be able to adjudicate on the player's claim, not all refereeing discrepancies that would otherwise go unimpeded throughout a regular claim. In other words, no penalty in this situation for the Knights markers not being square. Well, I guess
they've got to check the whole play.
Yeah.
And that's half the reason, they're not all going to be like that, but they're going to go through everything. And we've seen it a couple of times where, they're jumping up and, be challenging the knock-on, but they'll get the penalty go their way because of a tackle in mid-air, like we've seen today as well.
Yeah.
But they've got to check the whole play. That's
correct.
That's how it happens.
Yeah, and I must admit, I don't mind that. Welcome back, by the way, Jonty, and congratulations on those interviews.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Awesome.
Dennis, as I came in, I had my hat off. He said, didn't you have your hat on? I said, no. He said, Andrew is giving you a rap.
Well, that listeners were giving you raps, yeah, too.
Andrew, the thing about it is, that is, again, I'll reiterate, the importance of keeping your challenges. Last night, Manly had their challenge. Tonight, the Warriors. But as soon as it goes to the bunker, and I understand what our correspondent is telling us about refinement, that as soon as it goes to the bunker, it is black and white. They rule on it technically, and therein lies the problem, because you get other situations happen in the game and nothing happens. But once
it might be a problem with the system, Jonty, but I understand why that's how the bunker has to rule.
Yeah,
they can't go on feel or management of a game. They just have to go on the rules.
The game is in some ways micromanaged, but that was just incredible. How Tanner Boyd, he'll be exhausted. He'll be emotionally...
Came up with the try assist to win it.
Yeah, incredible. But the shot at goal, I thought he was going to miss. He looked so nervous. He was so slow taking the field goals. But again, it'll come back. The game management, when they went for the field goal, second tackle 8 minutes ago, I think it was the wrong time. They didn't need to do that because Newcastle, they could have scored a try and put the game beyond reach. Anyway, it's an important win, but every picture... You don't often hear Jaden Brayley stuck for words.
No, that's for sure. Again, it was gripping stuff. And with no vested interest in the game, Louis, I loved it. It was so fun to watch. And I was so impressed with Newcastle. 20 minutes in, I thought, they could get lapped here. But they showed a result we haven't seen, and then they did something we'd never see from them, or we don't normally see from them, and that was rush in 3 tries in what was a 9-minute period to take the lead 12 points to 6. I know they couldn't kick a goal from the touchline, but they were the dominant team, and to me they looked most likely in the second half as well.
Yeah, there were a lot of positives come out of it. I thought their attack was really good, especially, like I said, between that sort of the 240s near that halfway mark. They looked really good, especially in the first half. They bombed 3 tries.
It's not a big area of the ground to look good in, though, is it, between the 240s?
No, but it's a good place to attack from, where you can have some really nice shape and throw some footy at them. You sort of call it a good ball set or a transition set, but they played good football. They created line breaks. They bombed, I said 3. They actually bombed 4 tries with Marzu's first one in the very first set. Which is pretty crazy, and they scored 3 tries. They outscored the Warriors right up to that last play. So look, there's some good things. They just switch off for that, tad second here and there. They put in a lot of effort, and all of them were sick. So it's a big effort from Newcastle, but they won't look at any of those little bits and pieces. They'll be super disappointed they lost that game. But I thought they put in a lot of effort tonight.
By the way, the NRLW game here is underway between Newcastle and the Warriors. 1 minute gone and there's no score. Boys, start thinking about your wow moment of the weekend.
Mine just happened.
Yeah, but we can't all say the same thing. I mean, if that's your wow moment, that's your wow moment. But just think about what else happened this weekend as well. But that's impossible to beat, isn't it? All right, the NRL table, after 20 rounds of the competition, and let's see, have they added the Warriors? They haven't. Okay. Canberra on top, 34 points. Canterbury Bankstown second on 32. Melbourne Storm third on 30. New Zealand Warriors fourth on 30. Brisbane Broncos fifth on 26. Penrith sixth on 25. Manly Warringah seventh on 24. Cronulla Sutherland eighth on 24. That is the top eight. Then you've got the Dolphins, Sydney Roosters on 22. I really don't think anyone else has a chance of making the 8. St George Illawarra 18 points. North Queensland has 17. Newcastle, West Tigers, South Sydney. Well, no, the West Tigers have moved to 18 now, haven't they? So they jump up to 12th spot on 18 points. Cowboys 17. Newcastle, South Sydney, Parramatta 16, and Gold Coast back on 14. Next week, Thursday night, 7:50 at the Sydney Football Stadium. Sydney Roosters v Melbourne Storm. That should be a cracking way to start round 21. We'll be on air from 6:45pm on the ABC Listen app. Then on Friday night, on air from 5:30 on the app, 6 o'clock local radio, and we'll be calling from the boardroom. North Queensland Cowboys against St George Illawarra at Townsville Stadium. And then at Lang Park, Brisbane takes on Parramatta. On Saturday, we're on air from 2pm. And Louis, myself and Michael will be at Western Sydney Stadium. And at 3 o'clock, the call from the New Zealand Warriors Gold Coast Titans in Auckland from the boardroom, where you will be, John Gibbs, on a rare Saturday. We get to still play golf in the morning?
No way, I'll be preparing.
Oh, well, what if you tee off before 11:08? You'd be a chance. Then we've got at 7:30.
You're a funny boy.
7:30 at Central Coast Stadium in Gosford. South Sydney takes on Cronulla Sutherland. Then on Sunday, we're on air from midday at the Sydney Football Stadium. At 2pm, Canberra plays Newcastle. You'll hear that with Tim Gable and the crew down there. And at 4:05 at the SFS, Canterbury Bankstown plays Manly Warringah, and the bye goes there with the Dolphins. Now, running through what's happened throughout this round 20 of the competition. It started on Thursday night with the Dolphins, 43 points to 24 winners over North Queensland. And the ABC Player of the Year points, 3 to Connolly Lemuelu, 2 to Jake Avarillo, who played at 5'8", and 1 to Hamaso Tabuai Fado. We had Cronulla Sutherland 31, beat the Sydney Roosters 18 at Shark Park. Player of the Year points there went 3 points Blake Brayley, 2 points Teague Wilton, and 1 to Roosters front rower Nafahu White. Penrith 30 defeated South Sydney 10 at Western Sydney Stadium. Luke Lewis gave 3 points to Dylan Edwards, the co-captain for the night for the Panthers. 2 points Casey McLean, and 1 point went in that game to
Gutherson.
Sorry?
Gutherson.
No.
Oh, I don't think he played.
Luke Garner.
Oh, Garner.
Luke Garner. It was too. Oh, there it is. I don't even had it written down. So you're right. 3 points to Edwards, 2 Casey McLean, 1 point Luke Garner. Penrith 30, South 10.
He changed because he interviewed him.
Canberra 40 defeated Parramatta 16. That's right. 40 to 16, the Raiders beat Parramatta Eels. 3 points from Alan Tung to Zach Hosking, who got double that really with the Dennis Song of the Week. 2 points to Adam Mariotta and 1 point to Parramatta Benchy Matt Dury. Then at Stadium Australia, Canterbury Bankstown with a very late try scored by Jethro Rinakama beat St George Illawarra 20 points to 18. 3 points Connor Tracy, 2 points to Dragons setter Moses Sully, 1 point to Dragons fullback and captain Clint Gutherson. Manly Warringah at Amy Park beat Melbourne 18-16 last night with a late penalty goal to Ruben Garrick. 3 points, though, went to 3-try star for Melbourne Xavier Coates, 2 points Daly Cherry Evans, 1 point Talatau Kohler. At Leichhardt today, West Tigers 21 defeated Gold Coast 20 in a thriller, went down to an 80th minute Adam Dewey field goal, and we'll hear that no doubt in the highlights coming up to end our coverage. For the West Tigers, 3 points Sunia Taruba, 2 to Seta Taylor May in his first game for the club, and 1 point to Gold Coast fullback AJ Brimson as normal. And here at Hunter Stadium, a crowd of 21,117 saw the Warriors 20 defeat the New Zealand Warriors 15 with that stunning charge downfield goal attempt from Tanner Boyd from beyond the 40-metre line, picked up by second rower Leka Helasima, and he raced through all these defenders to score an incredible try and win the Warriors game right at the end of the penny section, as people used to say. In the NRLW, round 3, we've got 6.5 minutes gone here at Hunter Stadium. No score yet. Newcastle and the Warriors, who have been firmly on the attack at the northern end of the ground. But elsewhere across the weekend, Parramatta 46 crushed Canberra 12. St George Illawarra, a 70th minute try to 5'8" Casey Ray to beat Canterbury Bankstown 18-14. North Queensland over Cronulla Sutherland at Shark Park 16-14. Gold Coast 24 beat the West Tigers 12 today. And in a thriller, Sydney Roosters beat the Brisbane Broncos 30 points to 26. And in terms of the NRLW, the Roosters unbeaten. They're on 6 points. They're the only unbeaten team through 3 rounds. Brisbane, Parramatta and Canterbury Bankstown on 4 points. That makes up the top 4. Then St George Illawarra and North Queensland on 4 points. Cronulla Sutherland, Newcastle, New Zealand Warriors, Gold Coast, they're all on 2. One of those teams, Knights or Warriors, will go to 4 tonight. And West Tigers and Canberra yet to get off the mark. All right, Connor Watson, help us out here because it's time for the wow moment of the weekend.
Wow. Oh, that was crazy.
Can I go first?
That's right.
No, I won't do that to you. Louis, you go first. Your wow moment.
Mine's going to be the try assist of Tanner Boyd there to Helasima. That was unbelievable. They get charged down in the way that game just finished. I don't jump out of my seat for much. I was out of my seat when he picked that ball up thinking, oh, no way, this is going to happen to the Newcastle Knights. And he goes across and scores that try. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, okay. That's recency bias and just a stunning finish that's so against the odds. What about you, Gibbsy?
Well, it was freakish, and mine is just before that. And I literally said, wow, did that just happen? Tanner Boyd missing that shot right in front of the post. He'd been kicking them well, and pressure got to him, and he missed it, and that led to another wow moment, which is Louis, which was the Leka Helasima try. But I literally, when he missed that, went, wow. That didn't happen, did it? It did.
Well, I'm going to go for a different moment because clearly this is one of the most freakish finishes to a game I've ever seen. But listening to the crowd at Leichhardt when Adam Dewey kicked his field goal with seconds to go, that's my wow moment of the weekend. Just feel for Tigers fans. You know, they're worried that they're going to end up with a 4 straight wooden spoon this year, but Dewey kicking that field goal kicks them 4 points clear of the Gold Coast Titans, gives them another win at home, and as we pointed out, they've played their 2 most recent games at Leichhardt against Cronulla and against Gold Coast. They've won it in extra time against the Sharks with an Adam Dewey penalty goal, and now this field goal in the 80th minute.
And that Adam Dewey penalty goal, keeping that captain's challenge. My other wow moment, by the way, was you games at bingo.
Oh, no. No. Again, got to wear it. Smashes me in the face. Anyway, that's the fun. If everyone's going to happen, it'd be this year, right? With the way these games have gone. I mean, it's been incredible. So what a weekend. Still no score. NRLW, 9 minutes gone in the first half. Newcastle and the Warriors around the grounds in the AFL. Fremantle upset Collingwood 79-78 at the MCG. Well, currently in the third quarter, I don't think they'll get quite the finish we had here. Adelaide Crows 74 beating the Gold Coast Suns 12. Now, a try to Newcastle. They celebrate. And it's scored by the Newcastle Knights lock forward, Kayla Romanak. So it's Newcastle 4, New Zealand Warriors 0 at the NRLW. We're still on air, boys. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So Canberra still first, Canterbury up to second, Melbourne still third, but now level on points with the New Zealand Warriors. So places within that top 4, and, you know, right going to go down to the wire. And for the Warriors to win and remain 4 clear of the 5th place team is massive for them.
That's huge, absolutely huge. And with their players out, they're 2 important players out. But I'm loving the part that Canberra Raiders, I think they only need to win one more game, and I think they're almost guaranteed that minor premiership, which they haven't done for a long, long time. So that's pretty cool.
Well, only done it once, and it was in 1990. But the other thing about the Warriors, they go back home and they play the Titans.
Yeah.
So everyone beats the Titans. I know in this year I'm not going...
Ape that, Ned.
No. I'm just saying that's how important it was. Incredible. Just on an earlier correspondent quickly was about goal kicking. I think we've had more regular goal kickers out injured. So as a result, we have lots of part-timers kicking, which is obviously going to bring the percentages down.
Jesse Southwell converts the try, and Newcastle 6, Warriors 0, NRLW 10 minutes 30 gone. That takes us out of Hunter Stadium out of another thrilling weekend of footy. I mean, the last 4 games of the round have been incredible after some reasonably heavy scorelines to start things up. Luke Lewis, good stuff, mate. I'll catch you next weekend.
Can't wait. See you, boys, and thanks for the weekend.
Jonty, enjoy your golf through the week, mate. We'll catch you on Friday night.
Thank you. Travel safely.
Thank you to our producer, Ralph Tucker, our man of sound, Dennis Carnahan, who woke up really early this morning to send through his song at about 5:20. Good on you, Den Dog. To Ned Hall and earlier Renelle Moa in the studio. And thank you so much for listening. I'm Andrew Moore. Can't wait to do it again next week. Let's relive the highlights of the Tigers and the Warriors clutching victory from the jaws of defeat.
ABC sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership.
Jack Bird all over him. Dummy half spun back now here towards AJ Brimson. Willis show and go now to the right for Kieran Foran. Campbell goes very wide here for Jalen de Groot, who goes over in the corner. 5 out, dead centre field here for West Tigers. It's Croyce out to Fanu, and now Luai onto the corner here. Jarrell Skelton this time, but a try assist from Taylor May, and he goes crashing over. And they spread this tide west by the defence. The kick does come out here to Jalen de Groot. That was superb. Well done from Jaden Campbell, who saw the winger bursting up the right edge, and Jalen de Groot scores his 2nd try. That's a fantastic effort. Onto the left-hand side, Latu Fanu for the pass to Jerome Luai, Taylor May, and now Jarrell Skelton, who goes crashing over and scores the try, which may just win the game here for West Tigers. Last play, Westfielders, can they get the field goal attempt here? All the way back now, Latu Fanu to Adam Dewey, lines it up, and he makes good from 25. Adam Dewey, with 13 seconds left, has brought Leichhardt Oval to raptures.
The 2025 NRL Premiership.
Last play, Knights. Hastings with a kick from 19 out. Down to the wing of Young against Tuivasa-Sheck. The ball bounces off, I think, Young. Then the swooping around to pick the ball up is Fletcher Hunt to claim the try. And referee Atkins points to the spot. They said that to the left. Hastings away to Cogger. Cut out ball. Bradford best away to Marju. There's no one at home. I have no idea where what names are leading out or Capewell or Boyd were, but they weren't anywhere near Greg Marju. Tanner Boyd with a right boot. He strikes it. He misses. He is fair dinkum having one of the worst last 20 minutes of a game I've ever seen from any human. It's going to be a 20-metre tap, 7 tackle set for Newcastle. Game, set, bingo. They're going to win.
20-metre line dropout. He kicked it.
I kicked it down. Oh, no, but I've said it. 12 seconds left. It's now or never. It's Tanner Boyd again. 42 out. Snaps it straight into the Newcastle Knights. Picked up, though, by Halatima over the 20. Beats Gagai. He slides over. He scores. Somebody stop me. Halatima wins it for the Warriors. Tanner Boyd smiles and goes, oh my, I can't believe it. Warriors have won it. 18-15 over Newcastle. What a finish. I love this sport, Louis. It continues just to excite the hell out of you.
The 2025 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio,
And on the ABC Listen app.
For those
viewers just joining us at the Adelaide Oval, welcome along. Quentin Hull and the team here. It's a one-sided affair. Adelaide lead by 55 points. The Suns didn't kick a goal in the first half. It's the Crows 11-9-75 to Gold Coast 2-8-20. But that being said, now we've got a team with a predominantly red strip kicking a goal from that pocket, and the Crows players are saying it was touched. So that looks like a goal to the Suns.
Flanders
roving the pack. Keane saying it was touched. It's not quite a Crows kick on goal, which has gone awry, but that's that geography where you don't want any muck-ups with the scoring. Down to Liz on the boundary.
Yeah, in the meantime, the Crows doctor has reviewed vision here of that Berry-Murray clash. So they've taken Berry straight down into the rooms, and we haven't seen him emerge yet, but so I'll keep an eye on that one.
Thanks, Liz. Adelaide 11-9-75. Gold Coast 3 goals, 8-26. It was the Crows by 19 points at quarter time, 55 at half time. Suns didn't kick their first goal until 11 minutes into this third term. And the other news, Mitch Hinge off with a hip injury. Subbed in is Chase Jones, but probably, with no disrespect to Mitch Hinge, the bigger news, 200 gamer and gun Suns recruit Dan Rioli limping from the ground with a left leg injury in the first half.
And they're still reviewing here at the moment. Mark Keane, a defender for Adelaide, is claiming that he's touched, and it looks like he did. So everyone's lined up in their positions, umpire in the middle of the ground. This will be an interesting call. Often when they've come all this way to set up, they've got the 6-6-6 going on.
Do you reckon they take extra time at this joint when it comes to score reviews?
Too long. I'm in agreement.
It's that same spot, isn't it?
Get it right, and again, get it right, I don't mind it, but they do take too long. No, it's a goal. Well, I think if the margin was a bit closer, that would be quite controversial.
Well, the Gold Coast has a pulse. The last 10 minutes have been really good. They're starting to show a bit of fight.
Back to 49 points. O'Brien knocks it down to Saligo. Handballs to Peatling, who chucks it on his left foot up towards centre half forward. In the back of Fogarty was Adams, but he got hands to it. He was ridden in the back as well. Strong handball from the Gold Coast to Powell. Handballs it off to Jetson, who's got some run. He kicks down the line, looking for a teammate in Swallow, who is the sub, and he's opposing 24. Josh Worrell knocks it out over the boundary. We'll have a throw in right half forward for the Suns. They trail by 49 points.
You can get in touch on 0437 774774. Please send us your name and where you're texting from.
Made the game interesting too. 4 behinds at half time, and in this quarter alone, the Gold Coast kicked 3 goal 4.
Peatling with the clearance for the Crows. Rush kick from left half back to the wing. Walker the target, spoiled away. Jeffrey Rose for Gold Coast. Hand pass, not great. He was hoping for Powell. Hazard offered by Neil Bullen, but Noble swoops in to win the loose football for the Suns. Chips wide to the wing. The ball bounces away from Anderson. Jones picks up for the Crows. Hand passes to Saligo. Gets on his left boot, turns over his kick. He's kicking to half forward, but Butterick read it well and marks for the Suns. Quickly kicks infield. Jeffrey takes the grab just forward of centre half back. Chips, well, I don't know what that created. Lombard's got it anyway. And he kicks to half forward. Swallow takes the mark. 60 from goal. Long way out for the veteran. Dave Swallow with a deep entry. King to the front of the pack. Got a hand, can't mark. Murray with the rope for the Crows. Hands to Worrell. Hands to Michael Annie, who kicks it out in the full. That's a mistake. And this is getting a little flabby, gentlemen. Dare I say that?
Yeah, Adelaide, yep, it's a good call. I was about to call both teams a little bit sloppy, but more so Adelaide just dropped off the ball a little bit. They need to reset because the last thing they want to do is Gold Coast kick, 5 or 6 in a row and get it back to 30 points or something and show something. But because Adelaide been so dominant.
So Ben Ainsworth is going to take the kick. He runs infield and it's a booming right foot drop punt from 40. That's 4 goals in a row for the Suns. Is the tide turning here? Adelaide 11-9-75. Gold Coast 4 goals, 8-34. So what was a 69-point lead at its max, it's now been trimmed down to 43.
Well, I think Nick would... Matthew Nicks, that is, would be really disappointed with the last 10 minutes in this quarter. Like, you have a look at, like, the marks have swung significantly back. Gold Coast 24-12 this quarter, 50-28 uncontested.
13-7 inside 50. So it's actually been a 10-minute, 12-minute block. Been good. Of the Gold Coast being really good, and probably what we expected was going to take place at the start of the game, but they just got blown away in the first half.
Yeah, and it sets the crowd a little bit of urgency from Adelaide. Last thing you want to do is get this to 30, 35 points. We know 5 goals in modern football in the AFL is not that much these days.
7 of the last 8 scores going the way of the Gold Coast Suns. 4 of the last 4 goals as well. So back to a 43-point margin. Can they get into sniff territory? That will be the question. Knocked down by Riley O'Brien towards Keys, who's in the midfield. Laird tries to sock it off the ground. Ends up in the hands of Anderson, who handball back to Flanders, who is taken high, says the umpire. Tackle just slipped up on his neck, and he'll have the free kick at centre-half back for Gold Coast.
That's what they're doing really well. They're starting to win a lot of the one-on-ones and get their game going and build the ball with the football, and their efficiency is a lot better.
Dean Brogan with you on Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Flare wide kick to Butterick, who plays on from right half back, kicks a long ball, coming, punches it away from the pack. Good punch, going 20 to the wing. Keys with a hand pass, gets it on to Taylor. Taylor's kick to half forward. Fogarty gets a free kick against Andrew. Fogarty plays on quickly, kicks to the pocket, down Rankin's throat. Beautiful pass. Rankin takes the chest mark, tough angle, 35 from goal left forward pocket.
We talk about Walker's Phil kicking earlier, Jamo. Well, I'll tell you, this bloke's not far behind him, if not as good. That's the difference with Adelaide's forward line. Tall forwards, they can kick the ball really well up the ground.
Already has 1 goal against his old team, Isaac Rankin, so he's now going 101 in a career which started with 48 games at Carrara. Opens up the angle with the right foot snap punt. Oh, he's a good footballer, isn't he? Isaac Rankin makes it look easy. 2 for the number 23. And the Crows just get that little snap to the Suns' run. Adelaide back out by 49 at 12-9, 81 to Gold Coast 4-8-32. So Rankin with those 2 today, that's now 25 for the season. He kicked 29 last year, so you'd think he's going to go past that.
Yeah, look, I mean, their goal scores have been exceptional too, and we've still got, 5 rounds to go. Just the ability, the spread in which they've been able to do it, and we've got, how many goals? 12, and there's got 8 goal scorers at the moment too, a couple with multiples, but the delivery was exceptional, and Rankin is an absolute superstar and scintillating, and can strum a guitar too, Q.
Really?
Oh, incredibly well.
Acoustic or electric?
Acoustic.
Okay. I suppose you could play both, but you know what I'm saying, which is the proficient one.
And sings.
Right. Okay.
Some decent vocal cords. Back in the middle of the ground, Witts knocks it down to Humphrey, who bursts through the middle, runs to centre-half forward, he kicks, it's a tumbling ball. Poor option, dropped by King though, he could pay, lands in the lap of King and he kicks the goal. Okay. Well, it was a bad option from Humphrey, but the mark dropped to the top of the goal square from Keane, and King, who's hardly had an impact this game, gets his first. Gold Coast 5-8-38, Adelaide 12-9-81.
Isn't it funny in a week where they're going to play a mark that he took at that end over and over and over again before next week's showdown, that he's absolutely had a mare there. Poor old Mark Keane. Liz Walsh on the boundary.
Still no sight of Sam Berry, guys. He's down in the change rooms having a concussion check. So the Crows up here are down to 3 on the bench.
I think Mark Keane can give you something like that almost every week.
He does, doesn't he?
He's just, and then when he talks, you can't understand the Irishman either, too, by the way. But he's been a tremendous acquisition for Adelaide too. Coming up, 49th game tonight, so from the Irishman, 50th next week, but can turn something simple into a bit of a mare, Tom.
Centre bounce. Anderson swoops on it, one-handed gather, runs to the defensive side of the bullseye, hand passes to the edge of the centre square for Butterick, kicks wide to the half-forward flank over the head of Long, who had coming for company, and the ball rolls beyond that pair for a boundary throw-in, left half-back for Adelaide, right half-forward for Gold Coast. Freo by a point at the G earlier today. Geelong by 31 as well. Here it's been one-sided. Adelaide lead by 43 points, although the Suns are having a good term here. Humphreys underneath the throw-in, immediately tackled by Taylor. Tossed in the air again. Witts taps down to Rowell, quickly to his boot, kicks it inside 50, but straight to Millerer, who takes an uncontested mark in the corridor for the Crows. 30 from the goalies defending.
So Millerer goes short to Taylor. The bright pink boots on today. And the player on the mark has been pinged. I'm sure he really did too much. And he's got his hands over his face in total disappointment. That was Anderson. Interesting call. But Taylor gets the 50-metre penalty. Goes to Saligo. He's in the centre square. So some tempo footy here for the Crows while they build up out wide to Miller. Outer side of the ground. Centre wing. Now he goes inside the forward. 50 for Dawson. He almost took a hanger earlier. Dropped another one there. Good pressure from Neil Bullen. Over the top of the footy. At left half forward. Trying to win the free. He gets it. Holding the ball against Buttering. And he'll have a shot. The paint of the 50. True left half forward flank for the Crows.
Well, he's ducked his head. He's come back in. He's picked it up. Really held onto the football, so he probably had options available too. Alex Neil-Bullen's had a tremendous night.
Have to be close to best on ground so far.
Brogues, do you want the votes tonight? We'll call it out early.
I was just about to say, I don't want to influence those votes. Neil Bullen doesn't go for goal. He just tries to set this up towards Fogarty. Punched away by Ewell and handballed off to Curtin. Curtin at the front. And that's definitely Curtin's now for Gold Coast. They rallied in this quarter, but Adelaide have fought back. Curtin kicks the goal on his left. Adelaide 13-9-87. Gold Coast 5-8-38. 32 minutes gone. Third term for ABC Sport.
Well, he contemplated almost kicking it over his shoulder or over his head then. The big ruckman, Riley O'Brien.
I was just about to say, Jamo, what